Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we are back with the Badminton Premier League here on this fine Friday night. We will be your commentators this evening. I am Brian Henderson.
And I'm Michael O'Mara.
And we are live. So let's kick things off. Let's have a little look at our multi-court to see what matches we have up. I see we have... Currently the courts are full, but I believe we have one match that will not be starting. I believe it's a ladies singles. Yeah, between South Dublin Spartans and Mount Pleasant Mavericks. Eva, can you pronounce that one?
Absolutely, I can. It's actually Java Bogoslavskaya.
There you go. That you've practiced that a few times against Schiffer Flynn, and Eva is unfortunately not able to play this evening. So that will be a walkover. So unfortunately, that is why the court in the bottom right hand corner as you're watching this is currently empty, but as the saying goes, the show must go on. So let's have a quick recap and see how the table is sitting at the moment. And as we can see, Smash Bandits sitting perched nicely at the top of the league.
Proudly is the word.
Proudly, yes. I think I'll let you take this one away. I feel this is close to your heart.
Yeah, the Smash Bandits from Munster. Have done incredibly well so far. A very good match the last night against South Dublin Spartans, where they just about nicked it, and they sit proudly on top, 1 point ahead of Western Warriors. And I think their match tonight is a first against third, which is Smash Bandits against Mount actually it says Mount Dublin, but Mount Pleasant Marauders. So very much looking forward to that. I think there's going to be some pretty good matchups there. Anything in particular, Hendy, that catches your eye?
I think, again, just to go back to our South Dublin against Mavericks, I think we have a ladies doubles that's ladies doubles. I think this is the first, looking quite tasty. We have Jenny King and DJ Ma against Kate Frost and again Schiffer Flynn, who now actually has a little bit of a rest, doesn't have to play the singles. So does she get more of a rest? Is that she now doesn't get a warm-up match? You know, that's.
And how do you see that going, Hendy?
I think it's a tough one. On paper, you would have to favour Kate and Schifra, but now Jenny, very, very veteran player, multiple national titles under her belt, and then DJ Ma has shown in tournaments recently and in the BPL that she's very capable of pulling out a win against virtually any of these ladies. She's
definitely a force to be reckoned with. I've seen her a number of times, but I think you never bet against my old friend and fellow coach Jenny McGee. You bet against her at your peril. But having said that, I would agree with you. I think the money would have to be on Kate Frost and Schifra, but time will tell. Time will tell.
So we have a few of our matches kicking off here. So where do you want to start? Where do we start here?
Let's go to. Yeah, let's pick one.
So let's watch the opening points here from our Western Warriors against our Pembroke Panthers.
So in the umpire's chair in charge of proceedings is Guy Wheeler.
Yes, also known on my Facebook stream as Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Absolutely.
Very fondly known due to his resemblance.
Very, very experienced umpire. But David Walsh from Ballina with two Mayo men, two men from the West playing against each other tonight. Rian Fox Hughes from Galway. I think you would probably put your money on David Walsh here.
I'd say, yeah, you would. Just a little bit more like tournament experience, you know. But again, one of the things that I like about the BPL is this has my favorite scoring system. Best of five, up to 11. That's where you start to see a lot of upsets. It's really anyone's game. If you're aggressive enough, you come out of the gates. You get a good start. You can nick some sets and put the quote unquote better players under pressure.
Yeah, you wouldn't fancy your chances against a player like Christo Popoff on a night like tonight.
Oh, definitely not. No,
this would be made for an attacking, aggressive left-hander. Of course, you're a left-hander as well. Of course, you get that
cheating.
But no, it is. I think Hendy, you're right. It is a very attacking, aggressive. Gunslinging style of badminton, I think. Indeed, and that's what I love.
Indeed.
So
how is this rally still going? My goodness, there's like 3 or 4 shots there. I thought this rally should be over, and it just keeps going.
It is now.
It is now. Yeah, David eventually there able to get the win, but yeah, that rally was back and forth. how it was still going is amazing. But hey, both these players still feeling their way into this one. Again, David mostly on the attack here, but he's not getting everything his own way.
Yeah,
really nice cross-court slice there.
Of course, David Walsh is a BWF Level 2 coach and does an awful lot of coaching in around Dublin. You know, very experienced player, experienced coach, and does a lot of work with certainly some of our top juniors. And there's no question that they're certainly benefiting greatly from that.
Definitely. Sorry for the technical interference. We're just hopping around, checking the scores here. We'll be back to one court momentarily.
Yeah, there's an interesting match on between not Rian Fox Hughes, between Callum Thomas and Dylan Noble. That is a match now that will be very interesting to watch, because I think Callum is somebody who I think is quite suited to this style of play, because he's very attacking, and he's got a lot of kind of magic dust in his hands.
Yes.
You know, and he's well able to hit lines and end points. So that's one we'll jump to in a minute. But David Walsh storming ahead here in the first set.
Indeed, I think it's maybe the third net cord that he's got here, so definitely finding his range tonight. So looks very comfortable hitting his winners, though Rain is not letting him have it all his own way, but he's just unable to really find that last 10%. You know, David just pulls out a cross-court smash like that.
Yeah, I think what Rian needs to do here is he needs to just keep a good length, keep it reasonably tight on the net, wait for his chances, and when his chances come, he's got to take them, because such is the nature of the scoring system. You know, your chances are going to come, you have to take them. And there we go, David Walsh, first set 11-3, no surprise, but we're looking for a big effort from Rian now in the second set to really get into this.
Definitely, we'll keep tabs on that one, but then now we will hop across to, I believe it's on court 3. Fingers crossed. Yes, it is. So Dylan Noble 9-5 up in this one. Small lead, set's not over, but definitely commanding in this setup. Ooh. Again, some pretty tight net player there by both players. Closes the gap to 3.
So 6-9.
Again, something to keep.
Just an unforced error from Callum.
Yeah, I was just going to say, something to keep an eye on, just of those of you not as familiar with the BPL setup. You do have what's called a power play, which you notice the little red shuttles sitting on the platforms to the player's left as we look at it now. So in the power play is, if you're serving, you can use one, and then your next point will be worth 2 points. So for example, now might be a nice chance to use it. For example, then if you win the next point, you jump to 9 as opposed to 8 to close that gap, but then maybe at 10 might be a bit of a risk.
Yeah. Probably Callum there, for my mind, probably should look to step around his backhand. He is a very nice backhand, but for me, I'd like to see him step around it and take it around the head, as in a forehand, rather than just take it in a backhand, because you're definitely far less effective if you're choosing to play a backhand rather than around the head. Definitely. And here's Callum now.
As we said, here's the bar play. He was waiting for that 10, so now this is now game point.
You did call it, Henry.
I did.
In fairness, you did call it.
Yes, as if he's listening. He's got an earpiece listening to my advice. Oh no! And he fluffs it at the net. He fluffs it. So that, yes, so just to reiterate that. So because he was at 9 with the power play, that meant that point was worth 2 points. So if he won that, he also would have won the set. Yes.
And our umpire in charge of proceedings this evening is Carly Arrigill, also known as Carl Farrell, a BWF umpire.
Yes, and
very, very experienced.
Indeed. I believe we have quite the roster of umpires here this evening. I think we were mentioning, was it 3 BWF levels?
Yeah, we actually have 4 BWF officials here this evening. Okay. We have, and interestingly, 3 of them are from Meath, and one very clearly tells me he's from Westmeath.
Okay.
So we have Carl Farrell, we have Seamus Halpin, and we have Sarah Kilfeather, all from County Meath. Sarah is a BWF official lines judge and probably has designs to go. And officiate at the Paris Olympics. We don't actually have any umpires here this evening from Munster, but the main reason for that is I'm actually commentating here with you, Hendy.
Yes, just to mention that they could have one from Munster, but no, you've graced me with your presence here in the commentary booth to help me out, so very much appreciative of that.
But no, it's fantastic. We have two BWF umpires, Seamus Halpin and Carol Farrell, and we have Sarah Kilfeather and Michael Farley from near. He's from Westmeath, near Kinnegad. So we've 4 BWF officials here tonight. All here, Hendy, might I add, on a volunteering basis for these players. And I think that's a fantastic show they're putting on.
Yes, it's great. And I think it's an important thing to remember that, these umpires are doing this somewhat out of the kindness out of their hearts. I'm sure there's a passion for them, but, there's no financial compensation in mind, so it's fantastic to have umpires at this level giving up their free time in order to make these a night like this the way it is.
We just want to contribute, Hendy. We just want to make a difference. That's all for the players.
Yes, the players. Not all. Sometimes I'm sure the players have disagreements, but again, I think overall most of the players are very much appreciative. It just really adds to the evening. A little bit wide on that one, so Dylan racing to a 5-0 lead in the set.
Callum isn't helping himself here. Just some unforced errors, and at this particular style, if you're making unforced errors, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, and you won't be on court that long.
Yes, you don't really have time to feel your way, get accustomed to the settings. You really need to be, all guns blazing out of the gate in order to survive and really be effective in this scoring format. Because yes, even Callum lost the first, but again had set point, but he's cleverly using that power play, and it's early enough in this set for him to still make a comeback. Although it's definitely a bit of a steep mountain to climb that he has to effectively run up at this stage. You don't have a lot of time here.
That's a very, very nice reverse from Callum, and as I said earlier, there's a lot of you could even call it Harry Potter wizardry in that racket that he wields. He is definitely one of the most talented players with his, I think in golf they'd call it soft hands, Henry.
Yes, that's
soft hands. But he's got very, very, very soft hands. But he's still 6-2 down, and we need to see a bit more solidity from him just to get into this game.
Just a little bit more consistency, Yep, that was a good shot. I thought the camera angle was tricking me there. I thought that was floating wide. But yeah, there you go. It's cross-court drop shot, and again, the reverse slice that you mentioned in the last point, not an easy shot to pull off. You have to sprinkle a little bit of deception on that reverse slice.
Sprinkle
really
a bit of magic, Henry.
Yes,
sprinkle a bit of magic
to really get that one to pull off.
Just want to give a quick shout out to the Leinster Under-14 Celtic Challenge team, who I believe, as we speak, are either en route to Edinburgh or maybe have landed in Edinburgh. And guys, if you're landing in Edinburgh and you're watching, a big shout out to you. Best of luck. I know you're with Craig McCourtney, our buddy, Gene Kelly, and I know Kirsty is heading over as well. So we wish you the very best of luck in your efforts tomorrow, and we'll be watching and looking for your for reports.
Indeed, a lot of potential future BPL players on those teams, hopefully.
Absolutely.
One for the future. It's again 7-4 still, only 3 points in it, but Callum really needs to go on a run of points, ideally now. But Dylan, I think it's his net game at the minute seems to be the difference, because with those tight net shots, even there off the serve, it's not really giving Callum much to work with.
I just think that Callum needs to move just a little bit quicker. I don't think he should be caught at the net like that from a short serve return. You need to be able to get in on those quickly. But he's 9-4 down now. It's getting to a critical stage for him.
Indeed. You don't like to rule a player up, but you almost think at this stage that this set is really done and dusted, unless, of course, Dylan decides to throw him a lifeline.
Could happen. Keep him in it. 5-9. Of course, Dylan is one of our player to podium younger players.
Yes.
So to be fair to Callum, the level of training and practice that Dylan is getting and putting in would be something that Callum could really only dream about.
Yes, indeed.
So while you have one player who's younger, quite a few years younger, it almost isn't a level playing field. But Callum 6'9". Let's see, can he get back into this?
Interesting, Dylan opting to go for the flat stuff. I thought that I was about to say that flat game. That definitely, I think, falls into Callum's wheelhouse a lot better. I thought, yeah, if I was Dylan's coach right now, I'd be saying, don't do that. Do not let Callum hit overhits like that. That's where he's dangerous. Keep those tumble nets coming.
And if I was Callum's coach, I'd be saying, don't do that for a start. But if I was Callum's coach, I would be saying, make this into more of a doubles game. Shorten it down. You know, nice flat attacking play. And let's not get into these four corner rallies, as I call it.
Yes.
So be more aggressive.
High.
And that is unfortunately a poor smash.
Just a little casual, I think. Like Callum thought, oh, I've got the net cord, the short lift. I'll just put this one away easily and work on to the next point. I think just took his eye off the ball. 2
sets down. I think what I would be saying to Callum now is I would be saying take out your guns and come out swinging.
Yep.
If you were a boxer, come out swinging.
Definitely.
Because he's 2 sets down. He's got absolutely nothing to lose. Another quick shout out I want to give tonight is to the Smash Bandits head coach is Daryl Eade and his wife Myra, who recently welcomed their first baby.
Oh,
the
fantastic.
guys, I hope you're watching, and anybody else down in Ennis, we hope you're watching and enjoying it. But big congrats to Daryl and Myra.
Yeah, so well, if it's a newborn baby, they have probably a many hours before they get to sleep, so they'll be able to watch the entire show this evening. There's no excuses for them.
I remember the days.
Oh,
I
dear.
remember the days.
I hear the horror stories.
Of course, my own son is playing here tonight. He's 21 in May, so yeah, it's been a few years since I've had those sleepless nights.
I'm sure that he still gives you sleepless nights. It's just the problems he throws your way are just different.
Yes.
They get more expensive as the years go on.
Absolutely. Now, yeah.
Right idea. Just, I think, snatching at that one a little bit, trying to force it.
Poor execution.
Yes. I feel just that's a victim of the scenario that he's in. He's 2 sets to love down. Probably feels like, well, he does have to really go for it.
Lovely reverse from Callum there. There are just so many players who just don't have his array of shots. But I suppose sometimes when you have all of these shots, you choosing the right time to play them is the key. And if you don't choose the right time, then you end up making mistakes, you know.
Yeah, especially against a player who, again, as you mentioned, has the training behind him that Dylan does. That, you know, while he's not maybe going to hit you with the same flair that Callum would, but most 9 times out of the 10, the shuttle's coming back. Yeah,
I think this is going to be 3 straight. I just think Callum is making. I just think it's not his night. I think he's making just too many unforced errors.
You know, it is a little bit. Yeah, just like silly. He's not under any pressure right there. He's got plenty of time. He's got Dylan not on the ropes, but Dylan's having to react to whatever he's doing. But he's just, you know, just kind of giving it to him a little bit. That was quite steady there. You know, again, Callum looking very much in control of these rallies. You know, Dylan's just having to. It's just basically hitting it back and reacting to whatever Callum does.
But what you want is Callum steady for about 10 shots.
Yes.
And making sure he's in the rally and he's not losing the rally.
Like there, he had the shorter lift. He jumped up, clipped it down, and just couldn't put it in. Couldn't keep it between the hedges.
Yeah, I think sometimes he just overcomplicates it. It's probably because he's got too many shots in his bag.
Yes.
Sometimes you're better off just if you can put it on the floor, just put it on the floor.
Like
but he seems to be focusing on just trying to play the back 4 corners or the back 2 corners. But unfortunately, he's just making the errors. And sometimes just not your night, Hendy.
Indeed, because I think he's probably trying to play the corners due to how dangerous Dylan was in the first, especially the second set with his tumble net shots. So he's been able to do it very effectively. Okay, so this one kind of looks
dead.
Like it's looks pretty dead. So I'll have a hop onto our multi-court here to see what we've got going on. So that is at court number 1 with the men's doubles between the Spartans and Mount Pleasant. That's generations match right there.
You think it could be a bit tasty?
I think it could be tasty. Yeah, I think it's worth starting off. We'll have a little look at this one because
let's have a go.
It is court 1, isn't it? Yes, it is. It is court 1. Yeah. So obviously a bit of a I will not put numbers to the age gap here, but we'll just say that this is, got a couple of kids.
Generation X versus.
Is it Zoomers? Like what's the I don't know what the term is now. So we've got effectively, was it Boomers against the Zoomers? Would be. I'm not sure.
Millennials, no.
Millennial. I would technically be millennial. I think these guys are, sadly, a generation below me now at this stage.
We have Vinny Pantanosa and Scott Gilday, who are also on our high performance player to podium pathway, if you like. So they are training very, very regularly, and I don't see this match lasting too long at all, to be honest. I really don't. I think Mark Peard, who we all know, Chippy, had the pleasure of playing with him for many years during my own career, is a very exciting, and this style, if it suits anybody, will absolutely suit Mark Peard. So let's see. He would be a player who would be very good at using his experience, tactically very good. So let's see, can the wily old foxes tame the young guns, really?
Yes, that's going to be. It'll be real interesting to see, because the first 3 shots of the rally, I think, will be very interesting. Yeah. I think that will really dictate who can really control this one.
I'm going to call it 3 straight to Scott and Vinny.
Yeah, that is definitely that would be the bookies' call. That's definitely, if you're a betting person, that's where you'd want to be putting your money. I would like to see Mavericks able to pick up at least 1 set. I think that would make, if they stole the first set, I think that would make this match very interesting. That would, make the young guys sweat a little bit.
I don't see it, Hendy. I don't see it.
But I'm an optimist here. I have to at least hope for these sort of things.
Yeah, I don't see it, I'm afraid. But you know what? Stranger things have happened.
Indeed. That's why we watch these. That's why we watch sports, because you just don't know
what's going to happen. That's why we do what we do.
Yes, exactly.
So 5 sets to 11 at no setting at 10-all. If you just better pray that if you get to 10-all that you don't make the mistake, because if you do, you'll lose.
Indeed,
And I think also, you shouldn't be coming off court not having used all your power plays.
Yes, definitely. I think it's just it's having ammunition still in your gun. If you're going to go down, you want to go down with an empty chamber. You've used everything you've got. You know what I mean?
I think what's very nice with the Premier League, Hendy, is you see all these young guns coming through, the boys, young girls are all coming through, and you still have a smattering of, I'm going to use the term golden oldies. Because that's what I would call myself, even though I'm not playing. A lot of them are from my era. The likes of Mark Beard here tonight has had a fantastic career. He's a former senior international.
Yes.
He's won national titles, and and he's also from a very... his family are from a very rich badminton pedigree.
Yes.
So it's fantastic to see him play here tonight. It's also fantastic to see the likes of Mark Topping heavily involved. It's kind of it's kind of yesteryear meets today and the future, if you like, all wrapped up into one.
Yes, it's great to see veterans like this still involved in the sport to help out, because that's it's a way of not just on the court but off the court, they're sharing their experience, because they've been through the wars, they've had trials and tribulations,
and have the scars to prove it.
Got the scars to prove it, so they can help guide and provide a little bit of advice and things like that to the younger guys coming through.
I do think the history of the game is very important, and I know the late Dick O'Rafferty would have been very, very into preserving the history of the game, and I would feel that it's very nice to still we have the Chick Doyle Memorial Trophy. We have Conor and Jackie coming to present us. We have John Taylor, who's the chair of Leinster Management Committee, is a former international Leinster champion, Irish champion. We have a smattering of players, ex-players still involved, which is fantastic. Anyway, enough about that. Love all. Here we go.
Yeah, a little bit high on that serve. That's again why I think the first 3 shots are going to be very, very important. Just obviously these guys training a lot. They're going to be sharp. There's not going to be much loose stuff. So again, this is where the trickery or the experience is going to have to come in. And then a little bit of indecision there from Vince.
And in the chair this evening, in charge of proceedings, is Roby Vetter, who is an international standard level 4 umpire, so he can travel abroad and do international events, which is a nice thing for umpires to be able to do. Anyway, 2-1, Gildea to Peard. Willie is probably just, his defence is probably a little deep there. It needs to be more.
Definitely. And then Vinny, one of his, I don't want to say his signature shot, but something.
One of his many signature shots.
One of his many signature shots is that kind of stun drop. He gets a lot of points that way. And it's a very quick start.
Just a miss hit there by Willie Lacey.
A bit confusing there. I do think I wanted to think the longer the rallies went on, the more that would favour the Mavericks, but just to try to get their opportunities to play themselves in, to kind of get their eye in and get a feel for the match, and really moving the younger guys around. But not able to find their length.
It's not working out that way.
It is not.
But it would be very difficult to see anything other than a 3-set win here for Scott.
Yeah, it's true. Ooh, a little bit zealous, a little relaxed there from Vinny.
Yeah, I always think it's not good when a player hits a shuttle out the side.
Yeah.
Because in my here we go.
This is what we tuned in to see.
This is why we pay the money to see what we see.
Looked like it was landing out, but just didn't want to leave it.
And I have to say, certainly when I played with Chippy and against him back in the day,
yes,
his array and diversity of serve was something that you just didn't know what was coming.
Yeah,
he would regularly step out to the side like that and fire one up the middle, and it's quite difficult. So I'm hoping he does more of it tonight, Hendy.
Yes, definitely. Well, I think I think they need to try something. I think that's really where they're going to get these guys, because obviously Scott and Vinny were very drilled and very conditioned for I don't want to say standard badminton, but definitely they would not see anyone serving the way that he would be serving at them. So again, they're able to see. I think that when the Scott and Vinny are kind of hitting that flat drives, the smashes, I feel that kind of puts it right onto the racket of Lacey and Peard, and that's kind of what they want. It's those stun drops from Vinny and those like change of pace. It's like that was quite the gamble. I like it, but those stun drops, those change of pace, they're using all four corners. I think is where they're gonna, like, if they wanted to walk this game, that's how they would do it.
Yeah, you can see Chippy using his wide array of strokes.
Yeah,
to try and get a foothold in this game, but I think we're just about to go one down.
Yes. Again, the great shots like that, the problem is that, it's effectively a roll of the dice, and the percentages are not in your favor when you're hitting shots like that every time.
What's the danger with Willie and Chippy is that when they're defending too deep.
Yes.
There we go. It's 5-10.
Making a set of this at least.
Making a game of it.
Yeah, making the score at least look pretty good. And I can say these last couple of rallies have been very good to watch, if nothing else. Even if the outcome might not change, it's definitely been entertaining.
Bad miss hit there by Scott. 6-10.
Yeah, I wonder if they're just taking the foot off the gas a little bit here. Again, they got to 10 very quickly.
And unfortunately, Chippy serves into the net.
To go.
First set to Pontenosa and Gildea, 11-6.
Yes, very much what was expected, though hoped it would maybe turn out a little bit different, but it's looking very much by the book. And we've got Mark coming on to coach them there.
The legend, the man, the myth, the legend.
The legend indeed.
Mark Topping. I had the privilege of playing with his brother Bruce for quite a number of years before I decided to call time. And Mark and Bruce, certainly formed a fantastic partnership for a number of years, and it's great to see the big man still involved, passing on his experience. And I'll have to say about him, Hendy, Mark is a good friend of mine, but his enthusiasm and passion for the game is something you would only find in somebody who's maybe 12 years of age and is full of excitement. He is fantastic.
Yeah, literally decades in the game, helping out, either playing or there's that stun drop again. We love to play that from everywhere.
Yeah, Vinny is one of our, in my opinion, I suppose technically one of our most gifted younger players that has come through. Vinny is is he 18 now? I know he played under 19 Europeans last year, which I was at, so he's probably 18, but himself and Scott would be, of that brigade, most certainly the best up-and-coming next men's doubles pair that we have. Both very, very talented.
Oh, definitely. I think they ran. Unfortunately, their nationals run came to a stop when they had to come up against our full-time players in Josh and Paul. I think if they didn't have that draw, they probably would have been made a good shot at getting to the finals.
Yeah, but the only thing I would say is at least they have the opportunity to train with Josh and Paul regularly, so and it's certainly paying off in terms of their game, you know.
Yes, and they've got then Sam McGee putting them through their paces on a regular basis as well.
And who better to do it?
Exactly. European mixed medalist. Nope.
European Games men's bronze medalist.
Yes, mixed doubles though, wasn't it? Mixed doubles.
He won a
Sam McCoy.
Yeah,
that's right. No, you're right. He did.
He won a bronze with Josh, and the gold was won by the Danish pair Mogensen and Carsten Mogensen and Matthias Bo.
Yes.
And
the
Russians Sazonov and Ivanov got silver. But Sam also is European under 19 men's doubles gold medalist with Sylvain Grosjean of France.
Yes.
So pedigree everywhere.
Indeed.
Getting back to this 3-1, 4-1 Vinny and Scott. I nearly hate to say it to you, Hendy, at this stage, but I kind of think I told you so.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong.
No, that's one back.
I love being proved wrong.
Yeah. So I think we'll see how this one is shaping up a little bit more, and then we might have a quick look around to see how the other matches are doing. I think we have quite a good looking ladies singles on court 4 against Nicole Joy and Michelle Shochan.
Yeah, we might go and have a look at that.
Okay, we'll see how this one. If this one's looking over this set, then I think we'll hop over.
Looking ominous.
Yeah, which is looking a little bit more ominous every point, unfortunately.
I want to give a shout out. Hendy, I'm doing a lot of shout outs tonight.
That's fine. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
I want to give a shout out to 2 girls down in. I could be forgiven for saying the real captain down in Cork in Carrigaline. Aisling Chapman and Michelle Hayes, who are doing fantastic work down there with their academy. I know Michelle for many years is a BWF level 2 coach, and I know Aisling is very much looking to follow in Michelle's footsteps and get her level 2. And two very capable girls doing fantastic work down there. So girls, I hope you're watching, and if you're not, when I ask you the next time, you can pretend you were watching. And just wanted to give you a shout out and say, look, keep up the good work down there in Carrigaline.
Very good. Now, power play, this could be the last point of the set. And stayed in it. That was, again, I don't know if that's going to have a big effect on the set.
See, but Hendy, there's a thing. Vinny and Scott, you might ask, why would they play a power play? Because they had no choice. You could only play 1 power play per set.
Yes.
And they had 2 left, so there's no point in taking 2 power plays into the final set because you can't use them. And going back to what you said earlier, it's criminal not to use your power plays. So that's why they went for it.
Yes. Trying to seal out that second set as quick as possible. Now I have on a bit of a run. Ooh. Scott not able to get aggressive with that 1 interception. Oh.
Yeah, I just think Scott and Vinny on just so many levels, you know, just have too much for the guys. But I'll tell you what, I would love to have seen them try to look against Mark Peary when he was their age.
That would have been a very interesting.
He was very, very dynamic and very attacking. And there we have it.
Yeah.
2 sets to
6 and 4
to the Spartans, 6 and 4, and it's not looking
very good.
Not
looking hopeful.
very good.
Not at all.
Hendy, let's see what's on the other courts.
Okay, we'll have a quick look at multi-court, but I think we'll be going over to court 4 to catch that ladies singles I was talking about. They're just on a break at the minute. But yeah, I think that's, we have another Sophia Noble against Lucy Fox, 2 runners in that one. Now Sophia, yeah, took in that first one 11-7, and
two very, as Hendy says, 2 girls who are well capable of staying out there and running all night, which, to be honest, when you play singles, you've got to be able to run and you've got to be able to stay running. Very good cross-court stick smash there from Lucy. I think she's certainly giving it her all.
Definitely.
So let's home in. 11-7. Lucy putting up a good battle in the first, and she's hanging in there in the second. Of course, Sophia Noble is, I'm not sure what her ranking is in BI rankings at the moment. Maybe you'd know, but she's certainly, I would say, our number 2 singles player behind Rachel Dara,
yeah, I believe she is.
Who's playing in the Ugandan Open last few days.
Yeah, she unfortunately lost out in the last 16 of Uganda this afternoon, I'll say. I can't remember the exact time difference. I think Uganda's 3 hours ahead, so roughly this afternoon. Unfortunately, she lost 21-18, 21-19. So very close to getting to the quarterfinals, but
I think, Hendy, to be fair, she is just not too far outside where you would need to be for Olympic qualification. So I think she, we need to give her every support we can give her. She actually does have a realistic chance of getting to Paris. It looks very much like Nat absolutely will get there, bar injury, touch wood.
Yes.
But she absolutely does have a chance. So let's wish her well as she continues to play in the various tournaments.
Indeed, yes. I believe the high performance team have done the money ball approach and worked out what she needs to do in each of her tournaments in order to make the Olympics. And I don't want to say too much about it, but yeah, we're quite hopeful that if she pulls out a few good results, that she'll definitely be able to have a good shot at making the Paris Olympics next year.
Yeah, she needs to be maybe 65, 70 in the world max.
Yes.
She's not too far outside that. So, look, we wish her well.
Indeed.
We wish her well. And wouldn't it be nice for her to follow in the footsteps of her aunt?
Indeed, it would be. Yes, it would be indeed.
And Lucy Fox is doing exactly what we would expect Lucy Fox to do and you see the fist pump, Hendy? You see the fist pump there?
Yes, fine. I also think Lucy, one of the best backhands, deep backhands I think I've seen in badminton. Like, there's a cross-court backhand net shot like that. There's very, very few people who have the coordination and dexterity to be able to pull that shot off. I certainly don't.
Yes, she just needs to stay in this set now and not make mistakes. Of course, the one thing you won't get off Sophia Noble is you won't get mistakes, and Lucy's hit one out the side, and it's now 10-5.
Yeah.
That's the challenge she has, Hendy, playing Sophia. The one thing she knows is she ain't getting that easy off Sophia.
Definitely
and she's
not.
gonna have to. She's gonna have to go, and there's Sophia going. Is she going for no? Sorry, she didn't go for a power play. She just changed her shuttle. But she's going to have to be patient, wait for her chances, and then take her chances. And if they work, they work, and if they don't, they don't.
Definitely. Again, you're not against Sophia. Her play style is also a runner. I feel that they both play quite similarly.
Yeah.
Just
Sophia's a lot steadier.
Sophia's a lot steadier. I would get, again, I don't know Lucy's training schedule, but I would hazard a guess that Sophia spends a lot more time on court than Lucy would.
I'd also like to see Lucy not kind of turn on her backhand as much she is. I'd like to see her go around the head, because if you have a player who favours their backhand, well, then you're going to hit the backhand because you know they're going to play it on the backhand, which puts you in the ascendancy straight away. Whereas if you're playing somebody, you hit their backhand corner and they're stepping around it and hitting a stick cross court, then you're in trouble. And I'd like to see Lucy try and be a bit more, try and take it around the head and a bit more aggressive. But look, 2 sets down, it's still all to play for. She can still do this.
Yes, it's still going to be a good match to watch again. I think, as I say, Lucy has a really good backhand, but the problem is that it's not. You can't get. It's hard to get on the front foot.
Yeah.
Doing that, that'll work against that'll work again at a certain level.
Not at this level.
No, not against the likes of Sophia. You have to be more. You have to be able to be dictating and putting Sophia under pressure more than I think she's currently doing.
And in the chair in charge of proceedings tonight is Tom McGrath, who is probably the godfather of Irish umpiring. Hendy, I think, is the phrase I'd use.
Yes.
You know, a man who has umpired all his life and has given so much to Irish badminton, and he now, what Tom really does now, aside from umpiring, he that's a fantastic rally by Lucy.
The cross-court shot. Tried the clip smash, just couldn't get the legs under it.
Cross-court fly. Stay in it, Lucy. Stay in it. Come on.
Oh, no.
Fantastic hit by Sophia down the line.
Indeed.
Just inside the line.
Yeah, fantastic smash winner there from Sophia. We were rooting for the underdog there, Lucy.
Always root for the underdog.
Yeah, she was scrambling around there. Like, she really had a good couple net shots. She was doing well, but just unfortunately couldn't come. Oh, leaves that one too late. A bit of a misjudgment there.
2-0. Because Lucy Fox, who's from Waterford. I don't know if it's County Waterford or Waterford City, but she's from Waterford nonetheless.
One of them.
And and she is currently studying in the University of Limerick.
Just a little bit too sharp there from Sophia. Again, they just play such a similar game. It's just Sophia's just that half step quicker to most of her shots. Again, I'm sure her Sophia's under age tournaments that she's played across Europe. Again, adding a lot of experience to that.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, the amount and level of training. She's one of our talent squad players. As I said, she's number 2 in Ireland at the moment. Well, may not be in the rankings, but she is our second singles player. Of course, recently crowned for the first time ever national senior lady singles champion.
Indeed.
So I certainly, you know, whatever she does for the rest of her career or doesn't do, she will always have a national senior title in the bag, and that's something she should be very proud of, because as you well know, Hendy, she's worked very, very hard for it.
Oh, definitely put in the early morning hours before school, getting the training in. And
absolutely.
Yeah, 5-2.
I think sometimes people assume that because you live in Dublin that it's a lot easier, but from talking to her dad, John, if you spoke to him and you asked him about his schedule on a weekly basis, you would be staggered at the hours of the morning he gets up to take his kids to training. You know, so a lot of champions aren't born. You know, there's a lot of hard work that goes into making Sophia the player she is today.
Oh, definitely. Because I think it's obviously with the national coaches based in Dublin, there's more opportunities. But at the end of the day, when that alarm goes off at 5:30,
you got to get out of the bed.
You still have to get out of bed. You know.
That's it.
So it'll be interesting to say, because really we're really waiting at this stage is when is Lucy going to pull into the last power play out, because it's looking like she's not going to make it to a fourth set, so we really got to think about when is she going to take advantage of that.
Oh, Hendy, that was
looked a little wide.
A little generous. I thought
yeah,
it was wide.
Was very generous from Lucy there. I do agree with that.
That's wide as well.
Oh, that was wide. It's hard to watch.
Come on, Lucy. Of course, I'm not meant to be biased. Is it okay every now and again?
We're rooting for the underdog here. We want to see a fourth set. We want to see competitive matches here.
It's just wide. It's just wide.
Again, no power play for Lucy there on that opportunity.
8-4. I think the next time she gets the shuttle handy, she's got to play her power play.
Definitely. Which, if she gets it again,
Sophia for the power play.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Sophia should be going. Match point.
Use it,
use it here. Try to get it put to bed ASAP.
Of course, Tom McGrath, as I was saying earlier, very experienced umpire, has given an awful lot and continues to do so. And there we go, 11-7, 11-5, 11-4. Probably what you would probably have expected, really, from Sophia Noble. But nonetheless, a fantastic effort by Lucy Fox.
Yeah, especially that first set with 11-7 the score. Again, not super close, but definitely some of the rallies looked very, very enjoyable to spectate. From our chairs, it looked very good.
Singles enjoyable, Hendy?
Some singles is okay to watch. Now, I can't say...
Did you enjoy playing singles?
I have been unfortunately roped into playing singles a few times many, many years ago. It was never my favorite discipline.
Never your strongest discipline, was it?
No, I definitely preferred the doubles and the mixed myself. I could play singles, but it was not something that I personally enjoyed.
Yeah, personally, I think all the greats played doubles and mixed.
I think so. The great minds of the game, great minds of the game play doubles, in my opinion. So I think we have the ladies doubles with the Spartans against the Mavericks coming up. The one that we picked.
The one we were looking forward to.
The one we were looking forward to at the start, and then we have a decent men's doubles as well. Is that on? Has that started? No, it hasn't. No, I was confusing myself in the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, no, it's just about to start.
Oh, they're just warming up as well. So I think we can. Let's court 1. Oh, 1 sec. So we have Lorna Fiona against the Panthers on court
2.
Court 2. Yeah, we'll have a look at this one. Ooh, 2 sets to 1. 2 sets to 1 for the Warriors here in this one. Oh, nice cut out there. Oh, no, I couldn't put it away. Oh, Fiona kept it going. Unfortunately, unable to win the point, but yeah, Fiona did really well there to get that.
So Hendy, we're going 5 here.
We are going 5. We are indeed. This will be our first 5-setter of the night. In fact, this could be our first non-3 in a row setter of the night. Nice.
And there it is.
There you go. So we're going to 5 on this one. We now have a dilemma. We were planning to set up to watch the other one. The question is, do we watch?
I think we've got to stay with this one, Henry.
Got to stay with this one. Catch the last set.
I think it's what the people would want.
Okay, it's what the fans would want. 5-setter. So an interesting swing as well. So you had, because it's different if one pair wins the first 2 and then a different pair wins the second 2. That's a clear shift in momentum. Yeah. But here we've got one pair wins the first, the other pair wins the second, 2, and then the first pair swings this back. So now
it's all to play for.
Yes, it is. So it's hard to call this from a momentum perspective.
I want to give another shout out, Hendy, if that's okay with you.
Yes, let's do it.
I want to give a shout out to our friends down in Templemore Badminton Club who are having their opening of their new premises tonight. The guys, I suppose, under the watchful eye of Kieran O'Brien, who's the chair of Tipperary Badminton. They're having their opening night tonight, and guys, we wish you well. I know you're playing some matches, you're having a few refreshments. Don't know if you're watching us, but who knows, somebody might be tuning in on their iPhone. But just wanted to say, keep doing what you're doing down there.
Indeed.
Okay, love all.
Just hits the tape and comes back there. Just that hopefully won't be. It's going to be expensive in the 5th set, but hopefully it's not too expensive.
Yeah, I think Dan McGee would talk about the set plays. He talks about set plays a lot. Set plays is really just making sure that you get your serve, your return, I suppose your first couple of shots, you get into the rally and you don't mess up. And for me, the set plays are very important here now.
Yes, because
you serve, your return.
Yes, because in theory, that's probably the most control you're ever going to have over the rallies themselves. You can say, right, I'm going to serve here, and you're probably going to get this return. But after that, it's not anyone's game, but necessarily, but it's a bit more of a scramble. Nice cross-court shot there, a little bit of a mix-up from the Pembroke there.
Of course, in the chair in charge of proceedings, fresh from his exploits at the European Team Championships recently, where he was busy handing out yellow cards to the Danes in the men's doubles, is Mr. Seamus Halpin.
Yes.
I believe he handed out a yellow card for undue delay, Hendy.
Indeed, that was in the final of
all.
He
wasn't happy.
The final, yeah.
He was not happy, and he felt the need to issue a card.
Indeed.
Good for you, Seamus.
Indeed, yes. I often feel that the umpires are, I don't want to say too slow to give out yellows, but I'm definitely watching that match in particular. Both the doubles pairs were there was almost a full set of like hand holding up,
shenanigans.
Yeah, shenanigans. This isn't football here. We have some sort of respect. We want to have some sort of etiquette for our players.
It's 4-2 Fiona, and I think Fiona and Lorna are going to take this. 5-2 up. Just seems to be some errors coming from this end.
Yeah, just like it's almost like the communication's breaking down a little bit. They're not covering the court the way. Obviously, Lorna and Fiona have played many, many years together now at this stage, so we're very comfortable about where the other person is on the court.
And I think Fiona's flick serve was causing a few problems to the two girls, to Kirsty and Crone. I don't think they were able to get back as quick as they would like. But
Yes.
here we go, 3-5. Don't see too many forehand serves
I
these
was
days.
literally
Andy.
about to say that. Yeah, she's
Old school.
rolling with the. Yeah, it is old school. It's very rare you'd see in the professional game anyway with a forehand serve.
You know, it doesn't matter as long as you can get it
Works.
to play.
Exactly. Oh, just she read that one great. Just unable to get it over. I always forget about this, that you switch sides at 6 in the 5th set.
Yeah, it's like 11 in the third
Yeah.
set.
Yeah, I always forget about that.
I think the next point or two here is going to be very important because we could have a 6-5 or a 7-6, or we could have an 8-3.
Yeah, there's a big
So
swing,
the next
big differences.
and that's what I like about this style, is that it's very intense. It's very, you know, fortune favors the brave. You know, it really is a very highly competitive environment, and I do like that.
Yes, the next 2 points here really pretty much decided. For better or for worse, I would have to say. And then again, so we're in the 5th set, and each pair has 1 power play left. That's interesting. Both pairs maybe unsure. Oh, they're using the power play now, as I say that. Oh, they hit it up, opportunity attack, but nope. Decide to keep working the rally. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, what's interesting there is you can see Kirsty seems to over defend her forehand side, which wouldn't be kind of what you would look to do, and that was hit straight at her.
Yeah,
and
a little bit of a limp there from Fiona. Then now going for the mixed. Okay, it must have been some sort of a.
Hendy, what's happening here, Hendy? What's happening?
Yeah, I think definitely Fiona seems to have maybe hurt herself in some way. It was definitely going for the mixed approach to serving.
Yeah,
and
they just need to keep clearing to her.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
And they're not able to. That's what is it? Was it beware the injured golfer? Is it that's the phrase? So
They've just got to hit it to her.
Yeah,
it's just got to hit it to her.
I think it's be putting them off more than it is Lorna and Fiona in this case. Yeah, just all they had to do was put that one over. That really looks uncomfortable,
doesn't it?
I do.
It looks like a calf. Maybe. I hope she's okay. I hope she's not done too much damage.
Yeah, hopefully it's a calf as opposed to like a knee or something like that. Obviously, when I say the calf, usually the healing times and things are a little quicker. And injuries
I still think that Fiona and Lauren will win this. I don't think the girls seem to be able to use the fact that there you go. They managed to hold on. That's a very, very good win for Fiona and Lauren.
Yeah, and hopefully that injury isn't too bad. Now I have to say it does not look comfortable, but yeah, hopefully. But again, didn't think about it. They went from 6 all the way straight through to 11 without losing a point despite the injury. So that's very impressive. But as we say, we will hop across to our court number 1 to cover that ladies doubles. Actually, while they're on their little break, we'll just have a hop over to multi-court, and again we have another men's doubles. Oh, 11-2. 11-2 to the Marauders over the Bandits there. That's very interesting. I wouldn't have called that one.
Yeah, that's
So okay, we have the ladies coming up here, court 1. If I can press the button correctly, there we go.
Okay, well,
11-8.
the textbook or the betting book or whatever you call it is certainly holding true for the first set.
True.
But there's a long way to go.
Indeed, and 11-8. That's not that big a difference, especially in this scoring system.
Of course, the ever competitive and highly impressive Jenny McGee just does not want to lose. Actually, I would say refuses to lose.
Refuses, yeah, definitely.
Which is one of her best.
Probably her best. One of her best characteristics.
One of her many characteristics.
Definitely, just willpower, yes, and her fight, her desire, it's just always been there.
And I do think that someone like Jenny with her experience and knowledge of the game and what she's won, I think she could be of tremendous help to a lot of our younger players who sometimes struggle with the basics of the game in terms of just getting the first 3 shots in play. I do think Jenny can be, I know she's a BWF level 2 coach, and she does an awful lot of coaching, and any of the kids, the younger ones who have her are the better off for it,
Yes, definitely. Also, Jenny, I always liked her, what sets her apart is definitely her mindset and her attitude. Like, every point is 100% effort.
Absolutely.
I definitely think some of the, I don't want to say too much because I was definitely very lackadaisical when I was especially as a younger player, but I think a lot of
I find it hard to believe now,
Henry. Yeah, me being laid back, what? But I think a lot of the younger players could really learn something from Jenny. Like, that's probably one of the biggest things I would hope that they would watch her and really take away from that. It's just like every point is 100%.
Oh yeah, and of course we have Deja Ma, who the last night Craig McCourtney was telling us that she, when she was playing in China, she was playing in the same squad as a certain Olympic champion, Chen Long.
Oh wow, that's quite the brag.
That's quite the brag, all right, isn't it? Yeah. This is a hell of a rally.
It really is, yeah. Just really using all 4. But really using all 4 corners. Yeah, women's doubles, especially the higher level you go, it definitely becomes a question of stamina because everyone's defense is so good, everyone's very consistent.
Yeah.
It's just it really is a grind. It's really hard to break down these
pairs.
pairs.
It is. I mean, my philosophy on ladies doubles would be if I was creating a pair, I would pick a pair of ladies who were physically very good, very strong, agile, mobile, obviously who are good badminton players, and then I would teach them how to play ladies doubles, because you're quite right. It is important that games go on. You've got to be able to stay out there. You look at the Stueva sisters from Bulgaria.
Yep,
they are just an incredible example of where you want to be, really,
Yeah, they're definitely an example of what is possible as well, and also like a good template for a lot of young ladies doubles pairs to really go off. Like, look, if you want to make it to the top level, this is something, the style that you should be looking at.
And a fantastic, very basic tactic there from Kate Frost by just blazing it down the middle, and she wins the point.
Yeah, brute force and ignorance, one of my favorite strategies.
Sometimes I think it doesn't have to be complicated, and Kate showing her experience there, straight down the middle line. I always say you don't get points for hitting the outer lines, Andy.
Yep. Yes, there's no bonus. You don't get 2 points to hit the tram lines.
If you're going to hit a line in doubles, hit the middle one. And there's Kate again. You can see her looking to hit the middle. The other thing hitting the middle does, as you well know, Hendy, is it narrows the angle for your partner at the net, and makes it easier for them to get on the end of the return. Whereas if you're hitting down lines, it's much harder for them.
Yes, you almost play your partner out of the rally when you go down the lines too much. Then you're creating the angle, you're creating the space for your opponents to use.
Hendy, it's 5-all.
This is this is good. I'm liking this.
What are you thinking?
I mean, because Kate, I think it's a little bit on how Shifra is going to, like, what's coming off her racket. Because she can either hit a winner or she can hit it, 2 feet below the net. I just feel that at the minute it's just how does the slot machine that is her strings work in this particular game. Because Jenny and Djalma are kind of, they're going to be fairly predictable. I'd say their standard's going to be fair. It's going to be, it's going to be 100% effort. It's going to be in the court. It's going to have it. It's going to, have pace on it. They're going to move it around, but then they wouldn't necessarily have like that. Those reverse slices, the winner potential or the experience maybe that Kate would have at currently competing at the highest level around Europe and various other countries. So I'd still
6-all.
Yeah, I'd still think the Mavericks are definitely still favorites for this one, but I think in this set at the minute, the Spartans are putting up a good fight.
It'd be interesting to see if they can all stay the pace.
Yes, definitely. This again, as we mentioned in ladies double, it's very much a case of like who just has more stamina at the end of the day. Who can play it, continue to play at this level for longer.
This is a really good quality ladies doubles.
Oh, fantastic!
And Hendy, one of the things we're seeing here from Deja Ma is if you look at the variation in her attack, sometimes people would say be careful smashing cross court, but she'll
Yes.
smash straight for a couple, and then she'll fire a smash cross court, like she did there when it wasn't expected, and
Yes.
suddenly you've got a winner. And I think the variation on her attack is fantastic to watch.
Yeah, I feel from having watched her in the other nights, I think she seems to be hitting more smashes tonight than I'm used to seeing her. Like usually, I wouldn't have been known. I wouldn't see her as like necessarily an aggressive player. You know, it's like, but she's solid. She makes very few mistakes. She uses the whole court. But tonight, I'm seeing anytime she gets the opportunity, it's like her default mode is to hit a smash tonight, which is interesting to see. I wonder if that's like maybe an intentional tactic.
Surely now.
Jenny's brought in.
Surely we're going for the power play.
No.
What are we missing, Hendy?
What
are we missing, Hendy?
Yeah, to try to steal a setback on this point. Unless they feel with the 2-point lead that they want to keep it, but
no, I think that's a mistake. I'm not surprised that they didn't call for the power play.
Indeed, because that would have been the set right there. But unless they figured right, they lost the first, so if they're going to come back and win this, they're going to have to play.
Banking on winning it, you think?
Yeah, I think so. That would be the only thing I can think of. Is that they're right. If they win, they're going to take this one, so they're going to have at least 2 other sets to play. That would be my attire.
Well, you know what? They were right, and I was wrong. Sorry, we were wrong, Henry.
We were wrong in that case. Yeah, we both thought play to take the power play, but again, no, they were able to successfully see out the game.
So Hendy, it's 1 set all, 11-8, 11-7. It's there's nothing in this.
There is nothing in this. My goodness, I did not see that coming. This is the match we hoped for, but again, just from the games and the rest of the evening, we weren't expecting it necessarily. I think Mark looked like he's the one that's about to go on and play the next set.
It's the match we were hoping for. It's the match we're getting.
Indeed. Okay, while they're on that break, we might hop across. I think there's a bit of action on court 3. We have a power play. What could be the last couple rallies in this match to the Marauders over the Smashers here. And is that I wasn't there in time to see who took the power play, but still match point though.
It was Owen Marin called the power play.
Okay.
At 8-all, and it's now 10-8.
So match point. Oh, nice cross court shot.
And it's long.
It was. I don't know if that was. He swung at it and missed. Did Mark swing at that and miss, or was that? I don't know if we can call that good judgment, but then, yeah, very good result there. Would not have expected them to.
You never know. There's quality all over on all courts this evening.
Indeed.
You know, it's 5 sets to 11, and it's, you know, you've got to come out with your A game, otherwise you're in trouble.
Oh, definitely, yeah, because I would not have. I don't want to say it's an upset. I definitely wouldn't have expected to be that comfortable. But anyway, back to this one. First rally. Oh, kisses the tape on the way over to start off with a winner there.
Yeah. Hendy, you would have to say that if Jenny and Dijama can continue and take this would be an upset.
I would definitely put this down on paper as an upset.
Again, Jenny is just so competitive.
Relentless, relentless. As in,
she's not happy even making mistakes.
Yes.
You can see it there, not happy.
Indeed, just every single point matters.
1-all, third set.
Really good flick there from Kate and set up the easy put away. Little laugh there from her partner. No, there's nothing she could do. Really nice smash right there off the serve. Jenny just getting stuck, not moving her feet there a little bit. Again, that's rich coming from me. Having cement in my shoes when I play, but
yeah, but your job is
commentating. No, how I play doesn't matter anymore.
No.
Oh no, Jenny, no.
Couple of errors sneaking into Jenny's game there now, unlike her. Just wonder if a bit of fatigue is setting in.
Yeah.
But it's 4-1. Can't let them get away.
Yeah, definitely. I noticed that in the second set that Ma was, hands on knees a little bit near the end of the set. I think they had a couple really long, tough rallies that they were able to win. So I wonder if have the wind been taken out of them a little bit here? They a lot of physical and mental energy they used to steal that second set. Not as comfortably, but like a
great return.
Really at the end. I wonder if is it just on a little bit of a come down. Do we have to wait for them to get their second wind before we see a comeback in this set? But I think Kate not wanting to expend too much energy, just happy with the drops and the clears. There we go. Sophia's injected. Sophia doesn't have the patience. It does.
Shifra.
Oh, Shifra, sorry, not Sophia.
I mixed them up too.
Yeah.
And that was Shifra is very dynamic overhead. You know, you really do put it. If you put it up to her, she can cause you a lot of problems. She really is very talented overhead.
Definitely. Some of the angles that she creates are
and that,
incredible.
That's what we were talking about earlier. The variation in Dima's attack. That's a cross court which you wouldn't normally play, but you know what?
Not the percentage shot.
No, but sometimes you need to throw it in.
Yep. Throw caution to the wind, especially when you're up against a pair as dangerous as their current opponents.
We should give a big shout out to the Premier League badminton team here this evening. I think, Hendy, what do you think of the show they put on week after week? Week
after week, yes. They've got to get this set up. You know, you've got the teams coming out. You know, the lights. I've got the music, so we have a full setup, full technical setup here. You know,
and of course, you've got the haircut as well, Hendy.
Yeah. You know, the amount of people that have commented on my haircut, I'm presuming they always say it's nice, but it's so many people are commenting on. I'm now getting suspicious.
Yeah, we'll have to give people another look now in a few minutes. But no, the Premier League. I mean, this. If I was playing again, this is where I would want to be, and I think the players, you know, they really should be. They should be so thankful that you have a group of people who are volunteers, who are putting on a show like this on a Friday night in Dublin. They're not getting paid to do it, and it's for the love of the game and for the players. And I take my hat off to Dave Murphy and his team. You know, Dave is everywhere I go in badminton. Dave Murphy's there. He's helping out,
yeah,
and he is
indeed
one of the people that keeps the show on the road. Philip McKeown's another one. You know, he's Mr. Technology, and the guys. If I had a hat on, Hendy, I would tip it to them at the moment. You know,
absolutely.
And Tom Bohan, who I believe is the chair. Tom is the chair of the BPL, and there's another man who's as long as I've been involved in badminton, Joe's been a regular here, is Joe Byrne. Joe and Mary Byrne are stalwarts of badminton. They really have been, and you know, I know Joe is probably on the events committee and everything, but he's don't think he's able to be with us tonight. He might be not feeling 100%.
Yeah, he's sick.
Joe, if you're listening, thanks for what you do, and listen, we look forward to seeing you down in the badminton centre again soon.
Absolutely, it wouldn't be the same without him.
So now, Hendy, it's 11-5 to Kate and Shifra.
Yeah, I think the Spartan pair I think they ran out of steam. They ran out of ideas a little bit. I think they really they used a lot of ammunition, a lot of their jet fuel on that second set to really to bring it back. So I think they just needed a set to kind of recalibrate, get their breath back, and then able to refocus and dial it in for this next set. So I think I definitely expect it to be closer than 11-5 in this set. So the next one will be obviously very crucial. But obviously they can't lose it or the game's over. But this is where we're going to see again, interesting. They still have the 2 power plays though. This is potentially the last set.
But it's fantastic. This is what we want to see. We want to see more women and more girls involved in sport.
Definitely.
And indeed our wonderful sport, which, Hendy, as you well know, is the fastest racket sport in the world.
Fastest racket sport in the world, yes. And again, a lot of these the team setups in badminton really lend well to having a very high participation rate of women. And having a nice balance, obviously every team's having an equal amount of men and women in them. So then it encourages your clubs and all to as far as recruitment goes, you definitely want ideally equal numbers, of course. And then also there's plenty of opportunities on both sides of the net, you could say. So again, it's great for us having the numbers that we do in badminton.
And it's certainly a a fantastic example of, it's a fantastic ladies doubles here. It really is. I mean, Hendy, if we had this over 3 sets to 21, I don't think it would be exciting, because it probably would be maybe somewhat boring until we get to 15 all and then the game starts. But the game starts here tonight at love all guns blazing.
Yes, you really have to come out of the block strong, and yeah, I definitely think that this scoring system is hands down my favourite type in badminton. Yes, up to 21, it can be, the first half is almost like a feeling out kind of stage. It's almost like like when there used to be 15 rounds in boxing. The first 8 rounds, 3-minute rounds were just kind of feeling out. You didn't want to go for it because obviously in boxing it's a case of if you go for the finish, then you'll lose the decision. As I think as the old saying goes, just due to not being able to keep the pace up for the distance. So whereas in this one you can really go for it, take your shots, use your energy aggressively, and then you get the built-in breaks in order to recover.
Well, we're back in,
and only 1 point in it at the minute, which is good to see. Nothing in it now, tied 3 all. So creeping along, neither pair really able to get an advantage yet. But again, very early in this set, and both power plays are able to be used in this set, and hopefully we should see 2 power plays in this set, 1 from each pair.
Absolutely. Of course, quick shout out to I think his team captain from the Smash Bandits is from Cork, Brian O'Mahony. Brian's not with us here this evening. I think he's got a slight tweak on his back, and he's looking to get that kind of rehab. So Brian, a stalwart at nearly every tournament and a huge supporter of domestic badminton, whether it's whichever province it's in, Brian is there.
He's
and
playing.
Brian, wish you well and look forward to seeing you soon. So now it's 5-4, Henry.
5-4, and we have the power play coming out, so potentially 7-4 if the Spartans are able to win this point, and that would be a big deal. Really nice shot there into the space, not giving away the lift. Unfortunately, had to there.
And you can see Deja you see both of the girls, Jenny and Deja, were both looking to step up court to try and rather than just lift it again and have to defend against a smash. We're almost trying to push it half court, and then you said Deja stepping in on the net and being aggressive. And as you well know, doubles is all about controlling the net and being aggressive at the net.
Yes, again, Shifra there being the one being aggressive at the net, able to cut that one out and get the unforced error out of Jenny. So again, very well used power play, however, still only 2 points in it. Still anyone's game at this stage. And there's Ma hitting those smashes we're not accustomed, and it works off. It tees up Jenny at the net. I do think that must be a tactic they're going for tonight. I'm not used to seeing Ma hit this many smashes, especially not consistency. Usually there's a lot of variety in her game. But tonight they've got a game plan. It seems to be working. Oh no, Jenny.
It's still all to play for. It's touch and go.
Indeed.
And we're glad that Daryl and Moira Eade and Baby Eade are tuning in, watching us down in Ennis in County Clare. That how would I say, hotbed of badminton for many, many years. We've had many top players. Actually, Ruth Kilkenny, who's playing here tonight, is originally from the Ennis Badminton Club. Alexandra Troy. I mean, the list goes on. Of course, we all would be very familiar with the godfather of coaching himself, Al Braden. Al, if you're listening, we miss you. Come back. We need you again, and we look forward to seeing you soon. So hello to everybody down in Ennis in County Clare.
Okay, 9-6. This looks like.
Hendy, I'm going to call this. We're going to 5. Okay. I'm calling it.
We'll give you the benefit that you said you finished. You started saying that before it score ticked over to 10.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking it.
So we've got 10-6 here. Looks like we're going to a final set, which is what we called and what we were hoping for.
That I called or we called? No, we called.
I think I'll give you the credit.
We're a team. We're a team. It's a bit like Man United against Barcelona last night. We do it as a team.
We do it as
Were
a
you
team.
watching that match, Andy?
I didn't get to see it. I was training last night, so I got in the door as they were doing the recap, but I see that we got the correct results in the end, so that was good to see.
Yeah, in Ten Hag we trust, and I'll leave it at that, Henry. We are back.
Yes, I feel it's always. I believe you were mentioning that your social media was very quiet around it. So, we have a power play here.
Yeah, the silence was deafening last night. All right, Andy.
Yes, on that one, which is always nice to see.
Oh, do we have a power play?
We had one. We had one power play, and
I think Adam was looking for a power play there, but realised he's got to be serving to have the power play.
Indeed,
it is a power play. Actually, it absolutely is.
So the set point here for them.
They were slow putting the power play up.
Yes. Oh. Very good. Able to hold off that onslaught. So now they have a set point of their own. So save the set point. Now have earned one for themselves. So just see how this set closes out before we hop over back to our...
I have to say, I think the Western Warriors shirts are very striking, very nice.
They are.
Need to see more of that.
Indeed, yes. They're very flamboyant. We definitely appreciate that here. But then maybe you could also argue that the slate black look of the Panthers is making their shirts pop out a bit more as well. Maybe the contrast is making them look as good. So okay, while they're on that break, we will hop back over to see our 2-love up. This is just I do think the experience here, if Jenny could come in, just keeping it in, keeping that pressure on. Oh no, as I say that, commentator's curse. Yep. So anyway, 2-1. This is looking very spicy.
One, two. Yeah, DJ going in on top of attacking a serve there, but not doing enough with the return. And Kate very quickly jumping on the third shot. And we're 2-all, final set.
Very nicely cut out there by Jenny.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I would like to see the girls play Shifra an awful lot more because Kate is just so much more consistent.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Kate very consistent. Solid. Usually doesn't panic in these sorts of things. Usually, we've seen a lot of drop shots just to keep the rally going steady, to work the openings here from Kate in this one. Again, as mentioned before, Shifra a little bit. That's a little bit of a slot machine coming off her racket. Creates some incredible angles, but then not always the most consistent.
But do you think Jenny's using her experience by taking it live there? Because then, of course, you have to get the mop out.
You have to get the mop out. That's another little break. Definitely watching the professionals. That's a move that you would see on a regular basis. So maybe it is.
I'm in the fortunate position this year of being the under 13 national coach, and alongside me which is always my privilege, and has been every time I've been with her, is Jenny McGee. She really is a fantastic player. She's a fantastic coach. She's a fantastic role model.
Yes.
And I'll just, I don't need to say any more really.
Definitely.
Oh, that's a bad miss, Andy.
That was a bad miss.
That's a bad miss.
Maybe didn't expect it to come back to her, but then just was caught off guard there. But what was turned out to be a very simple return from Kate, getting the winner. How she hit that overhead, I don't know. My back doesn't move like that anymore. Nice drop shot. Oh, nice drop shot from Kate there.
Defense is just too deep. But again, Hendy, I have to question, I think, and it is easy to be up here in the commentary box to say that, but I'm surprised they're not playing Shifra more, because I think definitely they'll get more joy with her in terms of unforced errors than they will with Kate, because Kate is a seasoned international.
Yes. You also got Kate's game itself tends to be.
That rally was primarily targeted to Shifra.
There you go, called it.
Just play the point you're in.
Yep.
Play the point you're in.
Yeah, definitely. So again, 2 point gap. Not. That's right. We have to. I reminded myself there now that we have the switch sides, so I won't be caught off guard again by it. Nice shot from Jenny. Follows it in.
Unnecessary lift for me there. Unnecessary lift.
A little bit.
And she's left it. You see that's the point I'm making. I think they will get more mistakes from Shifra.
Yeah.
Nothing against her, but I just think that Kate Frost is an experienced international playing at the highest level.
Yes.
If you're going to get mistakes, you're going to get it out of her partner.
Yeah.
And I would be playing her partner as much as possible. Here we go with a power play.
Yes, it's a relative comment. Not that she isn't consistent, just relative to Kate.
And they've got the power play.
Have indeed. So they got the leapfrogged over them there to take
Have
the lead.
you ever
6-5.
seen Jenny McGee call a power play at the wrong time? Or the answer is no, you haven't. And have you ever seen her not win a power play? I know I haven't.
No, it's actually, and also I would actually be very interested. Now, I don't know anyone who's going to go back and watch all the matches and get statistics on the success rate of power plays, but I remember in the first season of the BPL, I would definitely have put my money on that most people would lose their own power play, and I would had it down to like just that extra little bit of pressure. On when you're having to serve. Also, it's apparently from what some players have said that they thought, and again, this could just be a little rush of blood to the head of the pressure of it, but they thought that with the red cork that it was a little bit quicker. So then, but
interesting.
But again, it could is that adrenaline? Is it them? Is that, or is this them, or is it actually a little bit quicker?
But I would expect the receiver in a power play situation to be more aggressive, or at least pretend to be more aggressive, to try and intimidate, shall we say, rather than just have your normal stance. I know I certainly would be, but I don't see a lot of that.
Yes.
7-5. That's a very good third shot from Deja Ma. Very good third shot.
Yeah, a very aggressive move there from Jenny as well. Straight into the net. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's a big point, Andy.
It was. I wonder for Jenny.
It's either 5-8. It's not. It's 6-7.
Still with the power play, though. Like, they have the opportunity to take the power play to leapfrog them the way that they were leapfrogged. So this is a gamble. Because then if you don't win this point, it's 8-6.
Jenny is very tired. I know by the way she's punching in with tears.
Why on earth did she play that shot, Shifra? Where did that come from?
Because she's Shifra Flynn, and Shifra Flynn does things like that.
Gee, that was an impressive shot. Now, that close to the line, with Jenny hunting right like that, that was brave. Thick wide, I can see why she did that. Oh, you would have put money on Jenny making a play there at the net with a shot on her forehand.
Just
like
probably
that.
Tried to do a little bit much to it.
Yeah,
with it.
She runs hot. Her blood runs hot, so I wonder if she was just a little bit too keen on that one. Saw her name in lights.
Don't lift.
She lifted.
Yeah, no, they're playing to the right person. They need to play it.
There you go, Bibder. Oh no! I thought she had that. I thought she stole it. I thought she used her get out of jail card, but be it all. Okay, a little discussion around the shuttle. There we go, 8 all to play for, but we have one.
Eddie, this is why these players play the Premier League. This is it. 8 all, 5th set.
Yeah, it's hard to replicate this. And what a shot. Yeah. Hits the winner off the return, so we have the power play here. Please play it. Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
If you're not going to play it now.
Sometimes Hendy's somebody who can be deceptive like that, like Shifra Flynn. If you serve to her left shoulder, which is what happened, she was able to be deceptive, whereas if that was served more to her right shoulder, her forehand, she wouldn't have been able to play that deceptive cross-court shot.
Oh, they're really just throwing the kitchen sink at this one. Was forced on the defense. Jenny able to switch it there and cuts it away.
I think it was out.
It was out, but what a match. What a match.
Yeah, fantastic game of ladies doubles.
Indeed, the bookies, money safe.
Just about, Hendy. just about.
We definitely had the sweat on that one, so we'll just hop across to our multi-court here just to see kind of give us an idea of what's going on. We have another 5-setter on court number 4. Yeah, and it's also the only match on court.
So will we go to court 4?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Ruth Kilkenny and Ciara Dwyer from the Smash Bandits in the 5th set, 2-all against the Wood Sisters from Alpha up in Lisburn.
Indeed.
Of course, their father, Hendy, not many people might know this, but their father was a European junior medalist.
Wow. Yeah,
Trevor Woods.
Yeah, Trevor's taken me on many trips.
I think it was mixed doubles. I don't know his partner, but old Maverick himself, Dan McGee, reminded me of it recently at the When we did the commentary for the Nationals, yeah.
wow.
Trevor Woods, European medalist. Hope you're watching, Trevor. Maybe you're here tonight, Trevor. You probably are.
He's usually not too far away if his daughters are playing. Ooh, I like the momentum shifts in this. You know, one pair winning one, and the next switches. So, in the last 2 sets were 11-9, 9-11.
Of course, Paige Woods was in the final of the National Senior Ladies Doubles recently with who did she play with? Was it Shifa Flynn?
I believe so.
And they lost to which you would expect them. They lost to Kate and Maya.
Yeah.
But Ruth Kilkenny and Ciara Dwyer, of course, Munster Open champions.
Yep. They are indeed.
So Ruth, a former senior international, with 3 successive ladies doubles titles in the bag. There's not many people have those. So a rich pedigree.
I believe she spent a little bit of time in Denmark training
as
well.
Yes, she did. She played full time in Denmark for maybe a year or 2.
Yes, which is not easy to do.
No,
it's tough. They don't let anybody in there.
It's a great experience, something to have on your CV. And she's actually a PE teacher down in Borrisokane. So if there's anybody from Borrisokane tuning in, give you a shout out there. Borrisokane, County Tipperary.
There you go.
5-4, Hendy.
Still anyone's game here. All power. Well, it goes as good in a way to see all power plays have been used. So everyone was they were not confident which way the matches would go. So I wanted to use their power plays when they had the opportunities. Unlike the last match we saw, where one pair literally leaving it till the last point. Wanted the photo finish. Okay, oh yeah, the switch again. I forgot.
Probably give a shout out to one of the main sponsors of Leinster Badminton, not only for this season but in many seasons, is Yonex.
Yes.
And we're using Yonex. I'm not sure exactly what shuttles we're using, maybe AS30s tonight, but certainly a top class shuttle, and I know one that the players are all very, very happy with. So big shout out and much appreciation on behalf of Leinster Badminton to our sponsors, Yonex.
Indeed, Yonex, probably safe to say the name in badminton really as far as sports equipment goes. I know I myself have always played with Yonex rackets from as far back as I can remember. Definitely a different level of quality in my biased opinion maybe, having always used them myself.
Well, listen, you're entitled to your opinion.
Indeed, I am entitled to my opinion, especially when the sponsor of the event. So that,
and
I think just literally hit the wall.
A very unusual unforced error from Ruth Kilkenny at this stage of a 5th set. You certainly wouldn't be getting too many of those out of her.
Yes, indeed. But still got the 2-point buffer, so hopefully that error she'll be able to laugh about that pretty soon. Ooh, very aggressive stance there. It played the lift and chose to stay in at the net.
Yeah, not the wisest of stances at this stage.
No.
In a 5th set.
Especially when you're down. Definitely wanted to try to play those rallies out a bit more, I would say, especially if you're down. Just make your opponents play the winners. Make them beat you. Oh, nice interception over. Ruth keeps it going. She keeps it going.
Unlucky.
That was
Super
unlucky.
defense.
The space was there. She saw it, but just wasn't able to execute. So again, don't have any power plays to worry about.
Like it was going out.
Might have floated, but again, maybe didn't want to take the risk at this stage. So
no power plays, Andy.
Yep, indeed.
No power plays.
So ended up being the right decision there to play that one as they came up with the win on that rally. Again, this match could have pretty big implications for the table.
She's put it out. I always think, Hendy, at this stage of a match, putting shuttles out the side is just not the tactic.
Points.
The only place you want to put into is the tee.
Yeah.
At least you're making sure you're getting it in play. I think it's a cardinal error to put shuttles out.
Yeah, there
as
you go.
In wide.
Yeah, know what you mean?
Just everything at this stage, this stage of the match, should be up the middle third of the court. It should not be anywhere near the lines, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Then again, what would I know?
Indeed. Oh, kisses tape on the way over. A little bit loose on that drop shot. He got punished for it.
Match point to the Bandits.
Indeed. 10-8. It's possible. It's possible for the Woods sisters to...
So, Hendy, what are you thinking serving here? What are you thinking?
I mean, I think you've got the space to put it short, although I'm noticing there's been a lot of flicks recently. Yeah, see, again, it wasn't a particularly tight serve, but then didn't seem to be put under any real pressure. Ah, Ruth, where are you running to? I thought she was literally running off the court there with the footwork. I mean, that's one match point saved, but they still have to do, they have 2 more to save with no setting involved. So really, has a good return, aggressive return by Ruth there. Oh,
I think there was a touch.
There would have been a touch,
one of the Woods girls, and there it is. 11-9 in the 5th to the Smash Bandits.
My goodness, another. We've had, that's now 3 5-setters.
That's a fantastic win by the 2 girls. I have to say, I did fancy them to win this. I didn't think it would be the firecracker game, 11-9 in the 5th that it was. But there you go.
Indeed, 11-9, 9-11, 11-9. So yeah, that was. But yeah, I think on paper they definitely would have. Well, they should have been slight favourites, but yeah, what a great game.
Of course, the 2 girls will be featuring tomorrow and hopefully Sunday at the A National Championships out in Baldoyle. So
that's right. Yes.
If anybody has a couple of spare hours and you want to see some good quality badminton, come on down to Baldoyle.
Indeed.
The other centre of Leinster badminton on the north side, where the A National Championships will be on.
Indeed. So what we have here, we have 2 matches on, both just starting. Oh, we're into the mixed. We're now into the mixed. So do we cap onto maybe court 1? We try court 1 to start with?
Absolutely.
Try court 1. Because we know we had a special request from someone on this court to make sure that we definitely got her match tonight. So Ashley,
to be fair,
this is for you.
To be fair, I did hear her in the bar, so I witnessed the conversation. She said, "Will you please make sure you show my mixed?" And Hendy, who are we to
exactly? Yes, who are we to deny that?
You know. So here she is receiving 7-3.
Again, they would definitely be the underdogs in this one. Again, we've seen from our ladies doubles, we covered how strong, and then we've got Scotty. Again, we mentioned in his match how much they're training their hard, they're doing well in their underage tournaments in Europe in the men's doubles. Then,
and again, we've seen that from Dijama all night in the ladies. We've seen some fantastic angles on her smash, which is something you wouldn't necessarily be expecting.
Oh, definitely not. I just feel that she's quite a solid player. She looks very unassuming with her stature, and then all of a sudden just pulls out this cross-court shot on the tram lines out of nowhere.
And it's basically the surprise element, the element of surprise. People are not expecting it. And when you're getting the anglers like she's getting, you're always going to win points.
Definitely. So we'll see if they can come up with it. Again, 10-3. It's looking a little bit one-sided in this one. Ooh, nice shot by Scotty.
So Chippy and Ashley Coyne. A little bit of work to do here, Hendy.
Indeed. We need to... It's hard to know where to really attack. There's not a lot of space. Like, there's not a lot of weaknesses or holes to try to attack there on the other side of the net. So really just have to keep things solid and wait for your opportunities to come up.
Just do the basics right and wait for your opportunities, absolutely. Second game, love all. Here we go.
You almost said play, didn't you? With your umpiring experience.
I did, Hendy, I did. I nearly made the mistake. And again, Seamus Halpin officiating here tonight. Certainly one of the higher qualified umpires in world badminton. Very fortunate to have him here tonight.
Indeed.
Free of charge on a voluntary basis, like all the volunteers here.
Indeed.
So it's a great show. Great show.
Service a little bit high there from Ash, and got the treatment. Got the treatment from her opponent there. So 1-all. Again, would like to see a good start here from the Mavericks. A really tight, nice tight net shot, and then set up her partner very well. That looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I didn't realize he actually has a wrist strap on. There's a little bit of a niggle right there. Scott literally put that onto his racket. Just maybe just didn't expect it.
The element of surprise wasn't ready for it.
Yes, he's not going to expect me to hit it right at him. Yeah, just struggling to find his range a little bit there, unfortunately. Ash usually very solid around the net, but just I think tried to do a little bit too much. She saw Scott not moving back the way you would maybe expect him to do in the mix, but then coming forward and being aggressive with it. And we'll have to, that was in. Again, we couldn't see with the camera. We had to just guess.
Of course, Ashley won the B national doubles last year with a young man from Tipperary called Daniel O'Mara.
Did indeed, yes.
So that was out in the NIA. So all those graded national championships are very, very well worthwhile playing in.
Indeed, that's where you see most. That's where a lot of these players kind of cut their teeth.
If it's the one thing I would change about Scott's mixed is I think he stands too far back when he's serving. And I think the problem with that is you give your opponent space. So much more time because the shuttle has to cross as longer to cross the net.
Yep.
And watching some of the really top Europeans, they stand very far forward, which is much more difficult to do.
Yes.
But that would be something that your serving has to be so much better, obviously. That would just be one thing that I would say to any of the guys who are mixed, you've got to step forward.
And using the power play here, trying to close that 3-point gap.
4-7.
A little bit high of a serve there, but got away with it. And well, there we go.
There we go. 6-7. Game on.
There we go. That was a really good power play use there. I know it's easy to say, oh, if you get to 9, it's very obvious to use it. But then it's when you're down to use it to try and keep the rally going and to bring yourself back into the game is also it's a different use of the power play.
8-6.
Unfortunately, though, only you can use one, so that 2-point lead they're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. So very well, good lead there by Ash. For this part of the set, that's a brave leave.
Chippy just not able to get it cross court in time.
No, again, interesting trying to play cross court to Scott. And again, cross court to Scott. I'm not sure I would agree with those choices.
But then again, you have to. As this factor in here is if you look at Matt Peard is quite a few years older than Scott. Scott is about 18, and Chippy is more my age.
Yes.
And
you can't quite switch those numbers, but
to be still playing at this level and largely able to compete is absolutely worthy of comment, you know.
Yes. Ash's serve a little bit high there tonight. I was causing a few, Chippy on that occasion was able to pick it up, but just seemed to be causing him a little bit of a few issues there. So I think we might
11-3, 11-8. But in fairness, Hendy, we granted a wish.
We did.
We don't take too many wishes often, but tonight we granted the young lady her wish.
We did indeed. You know, I'm sure she'll be very happy.
So Ashley Coyne, this one is for you.
It is indeed. I'll make sure to tag her in the when I share this on Facebook with the exact timestamp.
Absolutely.
Just to know that she can't, so she doesn't miss it.
And that we didn't let her down.
Exactly. Yes. So what? Yeah, we'll catch the start of this game to see how it's going. Again, 11-8. That's a close set.
Absolutely.
And again, they had to use a power play to make it 11-8, but still, there was space there straight. It's all right. So they're going on the attack here, which is where they really want to be, and usually where they can do some damage. Really good cover there by Chippy, I have to say. Just unfortunately not able to capitalize on that good court coverage.
Yeah, you know, she really is very good, Deja Ma. She really is.
Stay in. Oh, no. I thought maybe he touched that one. He does cover, for a guy, I don't want to say his age, but he does cover the court quite well. Does that
he covers the court very well,
yeah.
I think, yeah, absolutely.
I think there was a shuttle came on the court, someone's knee strapping came off. I think there was all sorts of potential lets there.
Well, you know, Hendy, if a shuttle comes onto the court, it's not an automatic let.
Yes, something that I, until quite recently, did not know.
It's only a let at the umpire's discretion if he or she feels it is interfering with play. So if you're ever playing and shuttle comes on court and you stop, you could easily lose the point.
Yes.
Play the whistle, Hendy. Play the whistle.
Play the whistle. It's actually, again, up until quite recently, I was not aware. I thought as soon as the shuttle lands on the court that is usually a let. But again, there you go. Learn something new. But yes, I'd say the phrase is you have to play to the whistle. And there's a phrase they have it in the UFC as well. Not you play to the bell. There's a fighting one as well. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I should know it as a UFC fan, but I'm afraid I don't. It'll come to me later.
I know. Actually heading to the Bellator fights in Dublin tomorrow as
well. Oh, wow.
So, yeah, Daniel McGee, our HB director, hooked me up with tickets very kindly.
Oh, wow. So that's something I'd love to do at some stage.
No, it's expected to be a good night.
Shout out to a young man down in Roscrea in County Tipperary. I think he's about 13 years old. Luke Marks, he's current under 13 national mixed doubles champion. His father actually is also a national champion and international. So Tipperary actually have two sets of fathers and sons who have been national champions and also internationals. And I'll leave it to anybody listening to guess who the other two might be.
Little trivia questions.
But anyway, greetings to the Marks family. Both Luke's grandparents, the late Kathleen Marks and the late Paddy Marks, were both husband and wife, were both presidents of Badminton Ireland at different stages. So a badminton family that's very rich in steeped in history. So shout out to Luke Marks and his dad, who I think is watching, Patrick.
Now again, this third set's looking like they're running away with it a little bit. So not the best flick from Scott there, but seem to have got away with it. So really now or never. They've got... Interesting, the Spartans have not used any power plays yet. Just doing things the old-fashioned way, I guess. Yes, you could argue if you're winning comfortably that you want the court time, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
No, I don't think it's tactical. I just think they've just
forgotten.
Forgotten, yeah. And I think it's something that a lot of players, you don't get the power play in week-to-week badminton.
Yes.
And I think what's happening is they're just not used to it and they're forgetting, but they should be using their power plays.
Getting very confused there and tangled up. Who's going for it? But yeah, I don't think this pair gets a whole lot of court time together. But anyway, 10-4 match point. Nice return by Ash there.
Now go for the power play.
Yes, come on, power play. I want to weave at them or throw something down at the court.
Yes.
There we go.
No.
I think Ash is directing this. Ash is like, no, use the power play.
I thought he was just going out to the side to fire a serve up the middle.
Yes. Oh.
And he's left it short.
Left it short on the power play. Anyway, oh well, that was very one-sided, but again, we were granting a wish there, really.
Yes, absolutely, and it was as the score, the game went, I think, in fairness, as expected.
Yes, indeed. So we will hop across to what looks to be the current tightest match on court. We've got the Warriors against Pembroke at the minute, and I'm not sure both these teams are on. I think both these teams are... No, actually, no. Warriors are second in the table. I believe so. We are potentially getting a little interview set up. So I shall be flying solo for a little bit. So 2 sets to love here to Pembroke. So we have Declan Bennett and Lorna trying to really good, really good serve, but we can't see the length on the camera. Yes, pulls out the ace when needed. So interesting that both pairs have one power play left. So Lauren, what was that? What was that? Okay, so again, the Pembroke not using their power play yet. I'd be very keen to put this onto your game point. Tackle and go. And Lauren actually been pinned to the back of the court, but then definitely holding her own. That's a little bit of a weaker lift. And unfortunately, puts it to match point, which they should go for the power play because they have one left. No, not going for it. And serves into the net. Power play, power play, power play. No, they're not using it. My goodness. Again, really good service return there from McAllister, and Declan reaches. Really going for the tumble there, but getting the unforced error. So now going for the power play to bring them to leapfrog over them and give them set point. So this is crucial. A little bit of we'll say that was an intentional dummy there from Lauren to set up her partner to now give them set point here. Interesting flick serve. The umpire doesn't call it, so it's all good. So they pull it out of the bag to pull that one to 4 now. Is that a lesson in that if you have the opportunity to use a power play to give you match point, that you should do that? Maybe. I didn't want to say that at the time, but here we are. 4th set. So now you could say they're the only, they do have a power play left that they can now use, but so that is one thing. That is one possible advantage. And hopefully we will see them using it in this set if the opportunity arises. So 2 sets to 1. Momentum swinging back to the Warriors. And while they're on that break, I'm going to quickly check the league table here. So the Warriors are second. Okay, they're 1 point ahead of Pembroke. So if they could, so every point here definitely matters in order for the Warriors to try and okay, my having some technical difficulties. I can't get it off this I can't get it off this mode. So we will have a longer look at the table than intended, so we can really drink that in. So as what was very interesting on this side of things is we have 3 teams. So obviously we've Smash who are 1 point ahead, and then we've got 3 in the middle who are brawling it out between the Warriors, Marauders, and Spartans. They're really, so tonight's matches will Guys, to any of you familiar with computers, we had the classic blue screen of death on one of our streaming computers. So we are pulling back. Thank you to Phil, who was able to fix that as quickly as he did. Got a quick reboot, updates, whatever needed done. So we are now back in action, and I believe the match that I was following is now over. So we're going to hop over to court 3, and hopefully this is not going to freeze. Yes. There we go. So another one of our very close matches between the Bandits and Marauders this evening. So we got Daniel Mira and Ruth Kilkenny again against Owen Maran and Sophia Noble. Hard to call this one on paper. I would have to say, again, 2 sets to up. 11-4 in the second one for Owen and Sophia. That's very interesting. Now, I'd say Owen and Sophia would be the more steady pair, just very few errors coming from their side of the court, I have to say. Both very solid. Owen, quite a solid mixed player, I do have to say. Now, he would have been very much a singles player back in the day, but again, singles players have been known to convert to mixed a little bit later in their careers, some of them very successfully.
Of course, Owen Maran, son of former Irish international and national men's singles champion Pat Maran.
Yes.
Pat, somebody who originally from Madeira in County Limerick, would have given so much to Leinster badminton and in particular during his coaching career and I suppose after his playing career. So shout out to Pat tonight. It's nice to see the family tradition being continued. Of course, lots of his aunties, Vera, Mary, Declan, Donal, would all have played to a high standard as well. So great to see the Maran name still represented in badminton, certainly in the Premier League tonight.
Definitely. So again, running away with this third one by the looks of things. So we'll see if just a little bit of a tired looking shot right there.
Just too many mistakes from the far end. It's as simple as that, and it could be a question of just maybe not being up to the pace of the game and just not being used to, literally just no more complicated than that.
Again, Ruth, that was a good move, a good aggressive move there by Ruth, just unable to execute when she actually reached the shuttle. So now 8-1. They have both, infuriates me, they have both power plays. So you've lost the first 2 sets, not using any power plays, and now you're in the third, having not used one either.
Yeah, how they've got to 9-1 in the third set, and they still have 2 power plays is a bit, it's a strange one. I'll find out in the car on the way home.
Yes, yeah. Although I'm not sure he'll be wanting to talk about this particular match too much, but I suppose that's even more reason to bring it up. And I think that last point really summed up the match quite poetically. Yeah. If you could have had it in a picture, that would definitely be it and how the match is going.
And of course, the man in the chair tonight is a buddy of mine, Michael Farley from, I think he's near Kinnegad in Westmeath. Michael is a BWF, one of Ireland's 2 BWF lines judges, and I know he has designs on maybe getting to. I think he's doing a lines judge actually at the Korean Open fairly soon, Andy.
Oh wow, that's that'll be the trip.
Absolutely, and he does as a BWF lines judge, he does get different events like that.
Someone's stuck in the net. The net, I see there for a sec. But my good, a trip to Korea. I'd almost do line judge to get a trip to Korea out of it, but I don't know. I'd have to get my eyes tested. I think I haven't needed glasses or anything, but then I think line judges are one of the hottest seats in the house, I have to say.
Yeah, but it's also I mean, you can try and go, as a player, but if you can't make it as a player, you can still go to events like that and umpiring, or you can lines judge, and it's as you say, it's one of the best seats in the house.
Indeed, up close and personal. So we'll hop across here, as I believe we were planning to see Michelle's singles earlier, but we didn't quite get a chance to, so maybe hop across to some of her mixed here. And then I don't think we've caught Jack or her partner Lalore yet tonight, so we'll give them
absolutely
give them a bit of screen time. Let's see what's going on, see how they're doing. 3-all, so it's looking.
I think Pembroke would be odds on here, and what you're finding is they're targeting Jennifer Lawler.
But again, Jack's skipping around the court as he always does.
Yeah.
Always amazing court coverage. Just I love it. The backhand drive smash. Love to see it.
There's Jack from Ballinan, County Mayo, and Jennifer Lawler from Galway.
Yeah, really good service return there from David, showing his quality.
Well, David is a very, very good badminton player. Nice cross net there from Jack.
Yeah, some good shots coming out in this game so far. We've seen quite a few really good winners. David showing that he can cover some court as well. Just out right there. Bringing it to 5-all. Literally from coast to coast with that slice cross-court shot from Jack there. I don't think he could have got like a longer angle.
Certainly wouldn't be the textbook shot to go
No.
cross-court from your forehand corner, because all it does, Hendy, is open up your backhand.
Exactly.
Which is what he did. He got away with it, but it could easily have landed the wrong side of the line.
Backfired, yeah.
If you hit too many angles from the rear court, then you just have such a bigger area to cover, and you have to cover all across the baseline. Whereas if you're cleverer with your angles, then you don't have too much ground to cover, and it keeps easier to keep control of a rally.
True, but maybe his attitude was, well, that's my partner's problem.
Yeah.
Oh, how on earth did he pull that one off? To bring it to 7-all.
And of course, Michelle Shotchen, David Walsh's partner, she's the has had some fantastic results this year at under 17 level. I think she won the German Open, and she won the Swedish Open, and represented Ireland in the under 17 Youth Olympics.
Youth Olympics, she did indeed. Yes, definitely one that we're keeping an eye on and
Oh,
trying to.
absolutely, and Hendy works really, really hard at her game.
Yeah, I don't know if I can take too much credit personally, but
I think she actually works with David Walsh, who's her partner tonight, quite a bit also.
Yes.
So not only do they play together, but he works, he coaches her and does some work with her as well, which is good to see the experienced ones working with the up and coming.
Definitely.
Now Jennifer being pinned to the rear court.
Indeed. Oh, Jack able to come around there, but yeah, just too many spaces created right there. So that's bringing them to 9-8 though, still really tight in the set.
Would you go for the power play now?
I would have. Just to try to...
I would have too.
Because now it's 9-all. Oh, they others can't go for the power play.
They've had one in this set already, yeah.
So maybe that's why they didn't go for it, because they figured, right, we can save it, but we can take the set not having to use the power play, but then now...
Certainly seems that the other side took the power play earlier on in the set, which is a bit unusual.
Unless they were down slightly and then they didn't want to either get too far behind or try to break a lead. Jack putting everything he had behind that smash to try to win the point there. Oh, she's just getting... Yeah, I think Laura's just getting caught out a little bit here in this one.
Yeah, I think, what David and Michelle are trying to do is trying to pin Jennifer to the rear court, and I think, she needs to be aware of that's actually happening to her. And what she needs to try and do is talk to her partner and, if necessary, hit down and just get forward and let her partner come around behind her.
Yes.
Probably a little too willing to stay in the rear court when in fact she just needs to be getting forward onto the tee, because when Jack attacks from the rear court overhead, he can pretty well smoke it.
Yes.
Whereas what you want is, that's what you want Jack to be, and you want his partner to be in front of him, not the other way around.
Yes, as much as good as Jack's court coverage is, we don't want him to have to do too much of it again. Ideally we want to set him up to hit those shots, as you mentioned, and then that she is then able to put pressure on the net to set him up. And then also if if Jack's able to put his opponents in these awkward scenarios, that could maybe set her up for some net winners as well.
And of course, in the chair tonight, the umpire's chair that is in charge of proceedings, is my good friend Sarah Kilfeather. And Sarah is a BWF lines judge who probably has designs on getting to the Paris Olympics as well, Hendy.
I'd say
and
so.
She's also, like myself, she recently passed her level 2 umpiring exam. So Sarah, fantastic to see you here tonight officiating. And Sarah is also the lines judge coordinator for the Irish Open every year.
Oh wow, that's
so
a task.
That's a big job. Doesn't get paid for it. Does it voluntarily, and can I say as well, does a fantastic job. And I think the players need to be aware that there are people like her, giving their time voluntarily, as there are many people here tonight, and they all do it, I suppose, for the love of the game and to give the players the opportunity to play in events like this.
Yeah, to showcase their skills and to give them opportunities.
So shout out to Sarah Kilfeather.
Tournaments, yes, so definitely. And I have a question around that. So, do you do your...
I'm nervous now, Hendy.
Yeah.
I'm nervous now.
Yeah, to be acknowledged that. So, do you do your qualifications for umpiring and line judging at the same time, or are they separate qualifications? They're separate. Okay, so you in theory can be a BWF line judge, but not have umpiring.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But actually, having said that, surprise, surprise, Michael Farley and Sarah Kilfeather are also umpires, and you can't be a BWF lines judge without being an umpire.
Oh, really?
Which to me makes absolute sense.
Okay, yes, I do. That was because to me I was trying to get around is like, could you just focus on line judging?
Now that used to be
only line judging?
Yeah, you can. That used to be the way, Hendy. I'm not so sure if you still need to be an umpire, but it certainly was. You needed to be an umpire to be a BWF lines judge.
Yes. Okay.
I'll ask Carl Farrell later
to confirm that, but that to me that would make sense.
So 7-3, Jack and Jennifer
pulling this one back. Could be the makings of another 5-setter.
And the straight lift is not the... I think he's put it out.
Little nod of the head though. That usually
no, it was in.
It was in. There you go.
We can't, from our vantage point here,
yes.
Hendy, we can't quite see the last foot of the court, so it's hard to see.
We just have to go off players' reactions.
That's it. You see Jennifer there looking to take that. That should never be the case.
Yep.
When she's got Jack behind her, that's all day long has to be his.
There you go. Setting him up there for the net kill. This definitely looking like it could go one each, which is what we want to see.
I wonder if Dave and Emer Lawler are watching from the comfort of their home in Galway and Salt Hill tonight. If they are, shout out to Dave and Emer, two of Connacht's best ever players at any level, really, until of course the current crop, if I can use that. But
current crop not included.
They would have led the way, if you like, and shown that Connacht players can play to a high level. So shout out to Davy and Emer if you're watching.
There's two minds about leaving that serve. Oh, he's got away with it. Great tumble net shot.
She needs to hit and get forward now.
Yeah, forward. Oh, that was her opportunity to just block it and get forward. She got there in the end. She got there in the end.
But needs to block that and just run.
Yes,
just run forward
First
and let Jack come around behind her, because they want to pin her back and she's allowing them.
Because even there seemed to be quite a lot of space in front of Michelle when she was hitting those lifts to her. So even like a cross-court block followed in. Like opening up angles a little bit there, but maybe try it once or twice, see if it works. It was almost a really good smash return. But no cigar.
Yeah. Just thinking at points like this, you've got to hit towards the center of the court. You really don't want to be hitting towards lines and making mistakes unnecessarily.
Oh, she did a really good move there to cover the cross court that Jack wasn't able to get to, but then just that little unforced error.
Yeah, I was going to say you would be going for the power play here.
Just losing out now. Tight net battle, but just unfortunately not able to capitalize.
I just think in that situation, if you play one tight net, the next one you've got to look to kill it. You don't look to play a second net shot. That's a good hit from Jack.
It was indeed.
You know, he's very aggressive overhead and very effective overhead when he opens fire, as they say.
Indeed, because I don't think the shot selection was necessarily wrong there from Michelle. You know, a high lift cross court to the open space. Just Jack was a bit too quick. Getting away with that one somehow.
She's gone out the side again.
See what she's trying to do, but then again, that's kind of giving that one away.
I keep saying it, you've got to, in tight situations like this, you've got to give yourself a chance of staying in the game, and the only way you can do that is by hitting towards the centre of the court, not hitting out the sides.
Absolutely, absolutely. So while they're having a little chat, we'll hop to court number 4 quickly. We have another mixed on that one. So Cormac, Megan, Lucy Fox here taking the first 11-8 against
Dylan Noble and Paige Woods.
Yeah, that was a pretty good result for them. And then looks like the Dylan and Paige have woken up though in the second. But even second set 11-9, there's nothing much in that.
That could so easily have been 2 sets to love down, Hendy.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic return there from Cormac.
I believe this is our first match we're seeing Cormac tonight. I don't know if he had a doubles match earlier, but we're catching his games. I'm not sure if Bethany, his wife, is in the house.
Yeah, I don't believe she is. I think I may have seen her. If Bethany Wong is in the house tonight. No, we've just had confirmation. So, Hendy, I'm going to leave it to you to give the shout out.
Oh yeah, I was shouting to Bethany, formerly Bethany Wong. No, obviously.
Still Bethany Wong.
Still the official doctor's name. Probably her doctor's name still Bethany Wong. So she's probably at home with their newborn. Probably, I'm not sure how many months. Probably about 6 months if I were to guess by now. Actually, probably a lot less. But yeah, so just home, maybe not making the trip this time. Taking the time to get some me time away from Cormac.
yeah.
As maybe a bit of alone time just to relax. Let Cormac take this one.
So hello, Bethany.
Yes, hi Beth. How's it going?
Best wishes. Yeah, we look forward to seeing you soon.
So just a reminder to everyone watching that this our next Badminton Premier League will be Friday the 31st of March, and that will be our 4th match night that we'll be having. So again, we've seen how tight after two matches, how tight the table is looking. So after our 3rd match tonight, that might shift around a little bit. Maybe some of the 3 teams in the middle will be able to create some space away from the peloton in the middle, but we'll hopefully, if you're seeing tonight by the match night 4s, normally when teams start to, when the business end of the matches starts to happen of the leagues, so that's when it really starts to crunch time, because then you start to decide who's the teams that are kind of vying to win it will now understand what they need to do, like what scores do they need, how many points do they really need to pick up in their remaining matches in order to secure their positions to try to win the league this year. So again, hopefully I'll see you back on Friday the 31st of March for our match night number 4. So unfortunately for Cormac and Lucy, unable to keep their good form going. Seem to be running out of steam a little bit. I think Lucy seems to be taking a few shots at the net that maybe aren't hers. Cormac is in a better position to play, or maybe that she would have got earlier in the evening. So I don't know if that's a little bit of fatigue setting in this one, but just maybe you see her shot selection being a little bit better. And right there, aggressive return of serve, follows it up and gets the winner then off the net. That's what we like to see. That's what really, really good ladies do in mixed doubles. Okay, so just a quick intermission from the action to bring a quick interview here with one of our players, Sam McKay. So Sam, thank you for joining us
No worries.
in the booth. So we'll start off just with a quick one. How'd your first match against Paddy go this evening against the Mavericks?
Yeah, it went pretty well, to be honest. I felt quite comfortable throughout the whole game. I felt he was a little bit nervous playing because I know Paddy for a long time, so we played the junior levels. But yeah, I was quite happy with how I played.
Got the result you wanted?
Yeah, I was happy. Yeah, got the win.
Good. So how is your match overall, like down your roster, looking tonight? And is there any matches left in the mix that you think that are going to be a bit nail biting, or are you happy, you confident enough that you should come out on top on those?
Yeah, I think we had a tough women's doubles, which was a really good game, and that was kind of one that was a really 50-50. But I'm quite confident in the last mixed, hopefully.
Yes.
Anyway, that we will come out on top with it anyway. But
yeah.
It'll be a good match.
Definitely. A lot of the matches have been really good tonight. I just hopped us onto the multi-court.
Yeah.
While we're waiting. So again, yous are in the kind of middle of the pack, right, middle of the table. There's a lot of teams tied for 8 points.
Yeah, I think we started the season thinking we had a really good chance at the start to get out and win a few points, but the last Premier League night we had to withdraw one of the matches, and the same tonight as well, so it's been tough.
That is, yeah, when you're kind of starting 1 point down, and these teams are all pretty stacked. Like, there's not really many easy games here, so you really got to take your points where you can.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like when it's only up to 11, it doesn't matter if you're seeded number 1 in normal tournaments. You can lose to anyone up to 11, so that's what makes it exciting.
Exactly. So which scoring system do you personally prefer?
Me right now, I personally prefer the 11 because I'm not so fit at the moment. I'm not training as much, so it suits that type of style.
Yes.
And I can play well for the first 11, and the 21, obviously, if I was fit and training all the time, you can play the real long quality, world tour type badminton style, but I think the 11 is too short for that, but it's good for keeping the crowd engaged and keeping it exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. You find that every point matters, in up to 11, which is why it's my favorite scoring system. And yes, it does. There's kind of natural breaks in there, and it's that you tend to get, if you're going to get upsets, generally this is where this is the format that you're likely going to get them, because you can catch people off guard. You can,
you have to be focused 100%, and this is where maybe some of the can be quite helpful for some of the young kids, because they lose their focus quite quickly.
Yes.
So it's a good learning stage for them.
It's also a good, I think, for the younger players, maybe dealing with pressure.
Yeah.
Especially this format, you've got a bit more of a crowd than you would at a regular tournament.
Yeah.
So how do you think that's, do you think it's beneficial for them, or too
100%.
much?
Yeah, no, I think it is, to be honest. It's a short score system. You have the power play as well, which is more pressure. And then just having a good crowd. Sometimes some of the tournaments aren't full, which is a little bit disappointing, but hopefully they'll start getting back up. But yeah, these club nights and Premier League nights seem to be pretty good as well for the kids to promote themselves as well as players. So yeah,
definitely. So are you a fan of the power plays? Do you like them? Do you not like them?
I do like them when they work for me. But I think it just gives that a little bit more excitement into the game. You can't switch off.
Yes.
You could be 9-10 down 5th set, and then it's really level all, so it's everything to play for. Yeah,
definitely. Do you ever think, was something we've discussed, is there any time that you would not want to use your power plays in a match?
I normally just use them at the very end, when I'm hitting 9. But
yes.
I don't personally use them at the start of games, but I know some people do, just to get a bit.
Yeah, try to get some momentum.
Yeah, but I normally leave them towards the end, make it a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, I get you. So would you ever use it to try to close a gap? Say if you're 6-2 down, or is that still too early in the set for you?
Yeah, still too early for me anyway, but unless I was down 2 sets or so and I had to use it, then I would do that. But normally for me, I normally stick to the end. I normally try to, because sometimes I'm a slow starter.
Okay.
So sometimes I just need to get going. And
Nice. Do you have any tournaments? You playing the A grades?
No, I'm not. I do a lot of coaching, so
okay.
my main focus is on the coaching and
Yes.
trying to develop, some really young players. Now I'm trying to work with a lot of 7 and 8-year-olds.
Oh, nice.
To try and build in a new chain to maybe the academy sells.
Nice. I was going to say, do you have your own business or any sort of any businesses or sponsors you want to give a shout out to, or you have your own business? You can.
Yeah, and I just
feel
shout
free
myself
to-
out.
Yeah.
Sam McKay coaching, and even like the academy. I think they're doing great work, and I think it works well when you have coaches working together.
Yes.
And trying to work together and not against, and feed through a system of young players. Like what I'm doing now is trying to get the younger guys in,
Yes.
because we don't want to leave like a big gap. And
Yeah.
just focus on all the older players, because obviously
They're going to continue to get older.
Exactly. So you need a new stage.
Well, great. Thank you all. Yes, we very much appreciate your efforts in the academy, and also we very much enjoyed watching you play. So thank you very much for joining us in the booth today, and good luck in the rest of the BPL and in your coaching in the future.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was Hendy with the very impressive Sam McKay, certainly one of the finest players in my view we've produced for quite a number of years, and he's chosen the route to go down. Still plays obviously at a very high level, but is really, really very passionate about his coaching, and I think Irish badminton is the better for him, and we need more people with his knowledge of the game. And I know he's very, very popular with all of the young kids today, which says a lot about his delivery, if you like. So
Yes.
yeah, Sam McKay, thank you very much for joining us for joining Hendy in the commentary box today.
Indeed, because I think especially for when you're coaching children, it's yes, you want the knowledge, you want the expertise and stuff, but I think it's also very, very valuable at that stage to be likable. As you mentioned there, I think you mentioned his popularity with the kids and how they all enjoy working with him. It's very much underrated at that level.
Yeah, I think coaching is not about what you know. What you know to some degree is, I won't say it's irrelevant, but it's how you deliver it and
Yes.
how you get your message across.
Yes.
And even coaching kids, if you're talking to kids, sometimes you might even stoop down on one knee, so you might want to be on the same eye level as them, because if you're standing up and you're looking down at a child, it can be somewhat intimidating. And in fairness to Sam, he really has that nailed to a T, and I've nothing but I suppose regard for him as a player, and as a coach as well. He's a fantastic kid, he really is. So Sam, keep doing what you're doing.
Nice.
And there's the V-man taking a dive
Taking
again.
a dive again. He's prone to do that sometimes. Really good smash right there for the winner. Looked at his rack as if he thought he broke a string, but no, the timing looked good for us. So the Spartans taking the opening game 11-4. Quite comfortable, I would have to say, in the scoreline anyway.
Again, our umpire in the chair this evening is Roby Vetter. Again, he's a national grade umpire, so any of the Badminton Europe events that are on around the circuit, Roby, they usually issue invites, and if you're grade 4 like Roby, you can certainly say, yes, I'd love to go to Rome for a few days to officiate in the Italian Open. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Certainly being an umpire does have its perks.
Yes.
No question about that.
Indeed, I'd say I would definitely jealous of going somewhere where they get a bit of sun. Although I have to say, from what I hear, especially with some of the tournaments out in Asia, that you might not get outside a lot. It can be sometimes very long days. I think a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, teed up for Vincey there.
Of course, Paddy Martin. I think Paddy Probably needs to have a look at his grade for next season, because there's no question his grade, his standard is a lot higher than his grade. I think his grade is way down. So it does need to be updated, shall we say.
Okay.
But
teed up right there. Literally hit Vincent on the right shoulder.
And of course, Nasa Flynn is one of the quartet of highly impressive Flynn sisters. We have Sorka, who's here tonight. I think she might be playing, but she's definitely here. We have Shifra, who is absolutely playing here tonight. We have Nasa.
Yes.
And we have Orla, who, Orla, if you're tuning in tonight, maybe you're even here, I don't know, but we kind of wish you a very speedy recovery from your, I know you're still recuperating from a knee injury from playing in France, so we wish you well and look forward to seeing you on the court. And the great thing, Hendy, tonight is as well, probably 3 Flynn sisters here. Mum and Dad are behind court 1 watching them.
Indeed,
so
yes.
It's a real family affair.
It is a family affair indeed, which is always very good to see. He's all getting in the business end of this one.
There's Vicky Pesty. Vicky just took a bit of time out of the game. She's back now. She's back with a flurry. She's living down in 6 Mile Bridge in County Clare, not a million miles from me in Ballina, Killaloo. And great to see her and her husband and her son. I think her son is, did she say, 8 months old? So they're here tonight supporting Mam.
Oh, fantastic.
And it's fantastic to see her back out on court. And certainly on her game, she's a top class mixed doubles
definitely.
player.
Definitely a veteran of the game. Also really good, not bad social skills. That stun drop that he likes to do. Sets up the power.
NASA's defence set up there is just too deep. It needs to be more forward. You always have to try and defend as forward as you can, because the further you stand back, and Hendy, you know, it's natural to try and retreat, because there's almost like that fear when you lift it. You're fearful of the smash.
Yes.
But you have to keep your base up court as much as you can, because what you're always trying to do is to switch the defence to the attack. And if you're too deep, then there's too much space in front of you for them to hit the shuttle with. And so she just needs to, I would be saying to you, got to keep your base forward.
Yes. It kind of alleviates the pressure on the opposing net player. They can, if they see how deep you are, then but even if you do return it, it gives them a lot of time to see it.
Yeah, and you don't get a chance to challenge the net player because you're too far back.
Definitely. So 2 sets to love up. We'll see how this third one. Again, 11-8. That's not a gimme. It did look comfortable, but you're not going to get closer with shots like that.
Yeah, I think the money would certainly be on Vicky and Vinny. You know,
it's almost the exact same spot in the net. So I think we'll watch a little bit of this one, see how this one's going, but then we might hop across to our other match. Shot. Oh,
Paddy also very deep in the court there. As I say, it's very important when you're defending. You have to set your defence. You know, you have to be standing, I suppose, laterally where you need to be standing, but you need to be further up court as well.
It's a good serve there, wide by Vicky. Still net exchange. Oh, yeah, I think this one looks like it could be away with the races, so I think we will hop across, make the call to hop across to our other remaining court. I believe 2 courts have finished for the evening, based on the way I see Phil dismantling the equipment. So yeah.
And my sources tell me that Kirsty Kelly is on a red-eye flight tomorrow morning to Edinburgh, where she'll be linking up as part of the management team for the under-14 Leinster Celtic Challenge team. So obviously couldn't go tonight with the team and the rest of the coaches because she's playing here. So yeah, so we know what Kirsty does on her weekends. She plays Premier League on a Friday night and then she heads over to coach the under-14s for the weekend. Indeed. So another what's the phrase I would use? Another person, a badminton hero, if you like, who gives their time to kids. And
a role model.
Yeah, and her parents, Brian is here tonight, her dad. Her mother has actually gone over there. So the Kelly family, who are, I think they live very close to Whitehall Road, but they give a huge amount of badminton in Ireland and Leinster as well. And listen, guys, we really appreciate that.
Definitely. Oh, he jumped. She got it. Go for the winner to try to claw themselves back into this 11-10 in the first set. I'm just seeing that there now. No power plays used either in the first set. That close. Really nice change of pace right there. Set up like Ziffy was going to hit the smash, but then stun drop for the winner. Little dummy, little dummy there, we'll say. Oh, she was not set up for that cross-court smash. I think when the smash is that close to the center, as the lady, you should be expecting that one, really.
Yeah, one thing that's kind of surprised me a bit tonight is the traditional rule in mixed is that the woman should lift cross court or clear cross court, and the man should lift straight or clear straight.
Yep.
And the idea being that if you want to come at my woman, you're going to have to do it cross court,
Yes.
and it gives her a chance to put it in the far corner box. But there's not a lot of there's a lot of straight lifting, you know, tonight from the girls, cross court lifting from the men, and
Yes.
you know the traditional values of mix seem to be maybe it's just a new game and I'm old.
Could be. Yes. It could be. It could be. Maybe the kids watching way too much YouTube these days on tactics, but you never know. So 98 power play, unsuccessful. However, you got to respect it.
Why did he not go for the power play there?
Them? I don't know why they
I know
didn't.
he served to the net, but he should have went for the power play.
Yes.
You've got to go for the power play.
Now, right now, you've got two of them.
Why are we not using the power play? The only thing I can is that they're not thinking. They're not thinking.
Because now you have to save 2 set points as opposed to 1. They might. My goodness.
Yeah, that's certainly a big boo-boo they're after making there. Now, it may be in, it may be out. It was actually in, but it was still the wrong call.
Yeah, definitely.
They should have went for the power play, because what it would have done, Hendy, is it would have increased the pressure on the Western Warriors.
Exactly. It changes the dynamic of the point. Because now, if you're serving set point down, the pressure's on you.
Yes, totally.
The returners can always say, well, if we win, we'll win it. If they don't, we've still got another set point. Whereas when we use the power play there, now it's set point for both pairs, and it evens out the pressure balance.
Yeah, it was the wrong call for me there. The wrong call.
Yeah, definitely.
And Western Warriors, we have Declan Bennett out there giving a bit of advice. Declan would be, I would say Declan's strongest event would probably be mixed. He's a solid men's doubles player, but Declan's a very good mixed player and has won many titles playing with himself and Lorna out together.
Yes.
But yeah, and Declan is a coach. He's a BWF level 1 coach, coaching down in Galway Lawn Tennis Club on a regular basis. And I know he runs some high performance sessions down there as well, because my son Daniel goes down to him at least once a week. So yeah, Declan Bennett doing great work down in Galway.
Yes, no, it's great to see the those sort of hubs getting set up around the country. Take advantage of the talent we have elsewhere. Well, again, the Panthers pair coming out a bit hotter, coming out a bit more aggressive especially off the service returns this time, which is nice to see. Because 2 sets to love down is really now or never. Not the best return there, but you know, thus far the set's been pretty good. Still early days. Again, really coming out all guns blazing, which is good to see. Both power plays available to the Panthers. Now, obviously, you can only use 1 per set. Really good cut out there. Really good teamwork there from the Western Warriors. That classic 1-2 punch. Partners setting up each other for the put away. Kirsty, don't need those unforced errors to let your opponents back in. But again, looked like she was trying to stay aggressive, so we can't be too critical. How on earth did he get that back? Kirsty reading that one very well, but just unfortunately, just a little bit too good of a return from her opponent. A little bit of confusion in the camp right there. That sets up the easy kill. Brian licking his lips as that one came across the net for the easy put away. Nice cross-court Winnie from Mahler. My goodness, you don't see that every day. Really good shot. So starting to get crunch time. We gotta wonder, are the Western Warriors going to use their power play soon?
So delighted to be back here, and I'm actually joined by a legend of Irish badminton here in Jenny McGee. Jenny, I see you competing as you always do tonight. You had a fantastic ladies doubles, and I suppose.
Yeah, it's great.
Do you want to tell people what's your thoughts on the Premier League as a stage for players?
I just think it's great. It's very competitive, and the atmosphere is great, and the matches are so close. You know, anyone can win, and it's very, you know, tense atmosphere.
Yeah, for me it would have been my ideal stage, because I
definitely
we could have played mixed.
I would have actually liked that.
Aside from the age difference. No, I think I love the intensity of the competition. I mean, you just cannot afford to make any mistakes, and it's all guns blazing, and you better be ready from love all play to compete. So I think it's a great and it's fantastic to see you. As you always do, you just come out here and compete, and I have to say I take my hat off to you. Tell me, what's your thoughts on, say, our younger players? Is there any of the younger players playing here tonight that would particularly impress you, or that you would have high hopes for?
Yeah, I think, you know, there's a lot of good players coming up, like Michelle and Schiffer. You know, they're very, very good. You know, the future is bright. You know, they're very good. Like Kate as well, I was playing against her, very tough opponent, you know. Absolutely,
yeah. And of course, to play against somebody who is currently playing regularly on the international circuit is that would have been a nice win to take tonight, if you managed to do it.
It's tough, you know, for her as well to, you know, come down and have to win the match as well. You know, it's the pressure's on her, you know. So, but I enjoyed it. It was good. I would have liked the win, of course. But
yeah, absolutely. And Dan isn't with us tonight. Is he at home on duty, or?
He's on duty. Yeah, he's with my dad having a few Guinness.
Yeah, and would he be tuning in, do you think?
I say so. Yeah. Hi,
so
Dan.
So
hi, Dad.
Hi, Dan. Hi.
Make sure the kids are still in bed.
Yeah, make sure the kids are fed, watered, in bed when Jenny comes home.
That's
Dan.
it. Yeah.
And Jenny, can I ask you, in terms of disciplines, which is your favourite discipline? Ladies doubles or mixed?
You know the answer to this.
I think I do, but I'm asking
Go
you.
on.
No, I'm asking you. I get to ask the question. I'm asking you.
What do you think?
I would say ladies doubles.
Oh yeah, all day.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's just a battle. It's a grind, and you know it can go anyway. You know, you could win a first and think you're going great, and then the bottom just falls out of it. But you know, and then you could be doing terrible, and then you know you can fight your way back in. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, I have to say I got a front row seat to the Nationals 2 years ago, and I had the privilege of watching you play in the ladies doubles final, because I was just waiting to come on as a lines judge, and it was so close in the end, and I actually got to see firsthand exactly what it meant to you, and I think that victory did mean a lot to you, didn't it? Yeah,
it still does. Just, you know, after having the kids and everything, and I get injured a lot, and I had a lot of injuries, and just to be able to, you know, do it and play with Orla, and it was great. Now, it was a good game, and you know, like I said, it's easy for me to come in and play. You know, Kate and Moya, they're training, the pressure's on them, so that is, it's tough for them as well. But I was very happy with the win, and it kept me going through the year.
I think you're still living off it.
I am.
What was particularly impressive for me was the way that you played with a girl who would have been known as a singles player, would not have been known as a doubles player. And you took that game, and not only did you play as well as you did, but you actually led her to play a certain way so that you guys could get the big W. And I mean, was that part of your thought process going out, that you had to kind of guide Orla to play a certain way? Because to be fair to her, I don't think I ever saw her play that well, and I certainly put a lot of that down to you.
Well, we had been playing for a long time together. We'd played in tournaments around the country, and it just kind of clicked for us that year. But for me, when I'm playing, I like to have, I'm very vocal. I like to direct my partner, and I like a little bit of communication, but I also like to be able to direct it, and that's just the way I am. Even if I'm wrong or right, it doesn't matter. I have to be able to be vocal, but you couldn't have two of me, or you couldn't have two quiet people, but it works, the mix.
Yeah, no, listen, absolutely.
She's great. She really is.
Yeah, and we were giving her a shout out. We were talking about the Flynn girls earlier on, and we were giving her a shout out. And obviously, we all want to see her back playing on the court. And listen, your partner tonight, Deja Ma, she can play a bit.
Oh yeah, she's very good. Yeah, very good. I enjoy playing with her. She, commands the court and controls it very well. She's very good competitor.
The thing I found watching her games tonight, she'll hit these cross-court smashes quite steep that I suppose you wouldn't normally be expecting. You don't kind of, we say in doubles, be careful hitting cross-court because you open up the line, and then suddenly from nowhere she hits a cross-court smash almost when people aren't expecting it. And I mean,
she just reads it very well. She knows.
She's
always working the angles.
Yeah, she's always working the angles. What's the next plan for you, Jenny, tournament-wise or anything? You have a bit of a niggle, you were telling me?
Yeah, so in the Nationals there a few weeks back, I did my calf, and I did it again tonight. Now, it hasn't fully gone. It's just like slightly popped, if you know what I mean. But I'm going on the Leinster senior trip at the end of March.
Okay.
So
you need to get it ready for that.
Yeah. No, it's just I just need a few weeks on it. Like, it'll be fine.
Okay.
It's not really bad. But that's age. 37 on Sunday.
Yeah, yes, actually, Jenny, happy birthday
Where's
weekend.
my present?
Happy birthday weekend. I should have said that, and I know we'll be going away with the under 13 teams. Yes. I have the privilege again, but I wanted to say,
we're the dream team.
Absolutely. I wanted to say, as a player, as a competitor, I think you are the perfect role model. I really do.
Mike.
So listen, thank you for joining us in the commentary box this evening, and listen, rehab the leg, and we look forward to chatting to you soon. All right.
Thanks, Mike. Bye.
Friday, the perfect sports match, and we hope to see you on there as a really appreciate the sport. I think the critical and the use of the parts of the parts staff, and also the commentary team, Michael Larry, and the you can all
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our coverage of the Badminton Premier League match night 3. So thank you all of us. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, for watching, for those who came down, for the umpires, the sponsors, the players, everybody. And again, here, hopefully we will see you again on March 31st for our match night number 4, when the really get to the business end of the league now. So again, from all of us here, thank you very much from both. So catch us later. Okay, good night.